Maximize your life.
This is row one, seat one.
Well, this is nice. When did we start doing this? Nobody told me about this. I thought everything sucked now. Do you have a card?
You shake my bones and you rat on my balls.
I'm going to, okay? Jada, I love him. Can't wait to see it. All right?
Luck is for dudes.
I'm like, Joey can't get to his damn computer and phone fast enough to just smash everything he can possibly say.
That means every fucking thing to me.
I'm a just island boy.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Oh.
I wasn't ready for the last one.
Oh. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is another glorious Tuesday evening. Thank you all for joining us. Row one, seat one, Joey Fats Radio, live right here on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. We've got just so much stuff to talk about tonight. With me, as always, Mr. Betancourt and 2022 Fantasy Football League champion, Plizzy.
Where's your ring, you fuck?
It's at home. I gotta get.
He actually bought himself a ring.
I gotta get it resized.
For those listening who
think?
don't know, this man actually went out and bought himself a Fantasy Football 22 championship ring.
I got Sean one year, but then I think friggin' Shadis Face won the last two, and I'm like, fuck him, I love buying him a ring.
You know what? I ain't get a fucking ring.
Did you win too?
Yeah, of course I did.
Since Sean's won?
I won last year. Oh, 2 years ago now.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe I got.
No,
one
I don't.
then.
That's all right.
Yeah,
Whatever.
fucking ring.
I want you to tell the story.
How many times
how
have you won?
Just one.
Oh.
I want you to wear the ring to Foxwoods like you were gonna do, and just slide in like $5 bet.
So he's be like, "Are you wearing a Fantasy Football League champion ring?" Be like,
Yeah.
"No, I too like to live dangerously."
Yeah, we think I got the dough from.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. 774-992-8702. We'll be with you the next 2 hours here. We got a lot to get into. We got NFL, obviously. Well, it's gonna be basically wall-to-wall NFL. We do have some NBA talk to get into.
Boo! Sorry,
The Lakers are making moves before the trade deadline.
Oh yeah.
bro.
There-
Who the fuck is that guy?
We don't
I have
know.
no idea who that
We
is.
Hachimura?
don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. I did not know who that man was until yesterday.
I saw this name and I
I
was
think
like,
I might have heard his name once or twice in my lifetime, but I had no clue who he was or who he existed. But I will say this. Everybody I talk to that is like a basketball aficionado
oh, bullshit.
loves the trade.
Bullshit. I saw people online like, yo, this kid's underrated. You should have seen what he was doing in the underground. I'm like, what? Was he in one tournament? Like, what the fuck do you mean the
Listen,
underground?
I don't know what he was doing, but all I know is that the Lakers are making moves, and if they get Bogdanovich and we get AD back healthy, listen, man, we just beat the Grizz the other night. Like, we without AD. Like, okay, like we got LeBron. LeBron's averaging what, like 29, 8, and 7 right now? At 38 years old. I mean, the man is on a fucking mission.
Yeah, he's averaging.
It's fairly ridiculous what LeBron is doing. So if we could just get a couple of pieces in place for the Lakers,
He's ass.
we'll be okay. It's not we don't need Dollar Dame. That'll be the offseason. That'll be next year. But we don't need him right now.
I feel like he's never gonna leave.
I hope he does. I can't wait until he becomes a Laker, a Bronco, Laker, whatever. It's all one and the same now. But we'll see what happens with that. But the Lakers are making moves. We got Joey Brrrr doing what he does, winning playoff games. Apparently, is his new thing. We'll talk about the Bills and the Bengals. We'll get into the Cowboys Niners. A lot of hate for Dak that I think is fairly unwarranted. We'll get into the A-Rod rumors that are now starting to swirl viciously because the Packers owe A-Rod $60 million next year, and I don't think they're too keen on paying him that.
Nah, probably not.
So we'll get into that. We'll get into the coaching carousel. We'll get into
Bill O'Brien is back.
Bill O'Brien is back in New England.
Oh, you can tell everybody.
Trade rumors for your Patriots, Sean. Already starting to.
Oh yeah.
That I couldn't even believe. I was like,
I know who it was now. I
it's
remember.
Jeremy Fowler from ESPN.
Yeah, no, I know, but who the trade was for?
Yeah, we can talk about it later. Talk about it.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Durant would lose his fucking
There's a rumor according to Jeremy Fowler from ESPN, the Patriots could be potentially in the market for Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow in a package deal.
Oh,
Who
boy.
they would send there, I don't know.
Do
But
they have picks?
They got picks.
Yeah, we have picks.
And I mean, listen, I'm on team fuck them picks, okay?
Right.
So, that's why I'm all for it. If the Broncos go get Sean Payton and they got to give up a first-round pick to get him, basically I look at that as we traded Bradley Chubb for Sean Payton. I'd make that trade all day, any day.
Right.
That's a no-brainer. But I'm also kind of starting to look more towards D'Amico Ryans and starting to say, I think I'd rather have D'Amico Ryans at this point.
But
Yeah.
great defensive coordinator. That doesn't always transition to a head coach, though.
It's all about the staff that he's going to build
It's
around.
the first time head
all about
coach,
the
too.
staff. Think about it. If you could go out, D'Amico Ryans comes in, he brings in, say, fucking, I don't know, Cliff Kingsbury.
All former players.
Cliff Kingsbury's like, I am an expert at managing midget quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And if this one is going to actually
Russ.
watch film instead of play video games,
Facts.
he's like, there's no Call of Duty dropping this season? All right, we're good.
Right.
I can manage this midget quarterback. And he would do it. And so, I'm just throwing, spitballing. I have no idea who D'Amico Ryans would actually piece together as his staff, but you would have to assume it would be a fairly good one coming off. And plus, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. The Shanahan tree is a long proven track record of success. Right. So anybody coming out from Mike Shanahan into Kyle Shanahan, now under Kyle Shanahan, I'm willing to jump on that gravy train and see if it works. But and then on top of it, we get a great head coach and we get to keep the first round pick. I mean, come on, baby. Come on. And plus, we were the most injured team in the league this year. We get all these guys back. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Like, we're going to the Super Bowl. I already called it last week.
Yeah.
So we'll just say it. But anyway, we'll talk about that. So we'll get into that. We'll do a little championship weekend preview. The Jags gave the Chiefs all they could handle
It was a damn good
in more
game.
ways than one.
That was the best game of the weekend.
The only game that really sucked this weekend, where actually I think both New York teams just didn't show up.
The Giants game sucked, yeah.
I mean, the Giants, that was like a pumpkin.
They were overmatched.
Of course.
They were overmatched, and we all
They were
kind
just
of
happy to be there. We watched it here. How many of those Giants players are like this on the sideline? Like,
they quit. You could see
like,
it.
we gotta go
Yeah,
back
they're
out
like,
there. God
fuck
damn
it.
it.
I just wish that had been the 4:00 game, and the Jags Chiefs had been the 8:00 game, because like when you have such a great game at 4 on a Saturday afternoon for a divisional round weekend, and then the 8:00 game just fails to live up to the 4:00 game, you're like, eh.
Well, that was.
And then the Bengals Bills game, not good, not great,
Buffalo was just done.
flat,
Not even flat. That team looked like
flat.
they
You're
got
flat.
they got legit bullied the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, Cincinnati literally could do whatever the hell they wanted. If
And-
they wanted to run with Joe Mixon, they'd run with Joe Mixon. If they wanted to throw it, they'd throw it. Like,
And just want to say, I told everyone this was coming. Just
You
saying.
can tell everybody.
Oh, you can tell everybody. That was me after the game. I'm the man. I'm just walking back to my room.
that's right. You hate Josh Allen.
No, I think that Buffalo team was just like fucking.
I think they were a little
Magic.
flawed. I think they were a little more flawed this year than people realize, especially when Von Miller went down.
They're gonna lose half their defense.
But they couldn't really stop the run, and they couldn't really run the ball this year.
No,
Which was
at
a big
all.
difference,
Yep.
from last year and in years prior. So I think they've got a little bit of retooling to do this offseason, in terms of personnel. But you got McDermott, you've got Josh Allen, you've got Diggs, you've got Gabe Davis. Like, you've got good players on that team.
Right.
I don't like the Bills are going nowhere. Don't worry about it. So we'll start there. We'll start with Kansas City, Buffalo.
Kansas City, Bengals.
I'm sorry, Bengals, Bills.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the championship game. Okay, yeah.
Nah, yeah.
No.
Bills.
We'll start with Bengals, Bills. My fault.
Absolutely, that's
I was
okay.
getting ahead of myself. We'll start with the Bengals, the Bills. Look, first of all, can we just say that it is extremely good for the NFL that there is playoff football being played in Buffalo in January, because the scene of that game with
Beautiful.
the snow coming down
Oh, it was sick.
was one of the most aesthetically pleasing games I have seen in a very
Yeah.
long time.
Facts.
It was just enough snow that you knew it was snowing, but it didn't hamper the game.
Right.
it
It
wasn't
wasn't like
like- it was-
turnover, fumble.
It wasn't like the Lions Eagles in 2013.
no.
People can't get a goddamn playoff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, where
Slip
it's
it in the
a
backfield.
sludge fest, and you're like,
Right.
this sucks.
Nah, that's yeah.
It wasn't like that. It was very Patriots Broncos 2015, which, oh, by the way, today, 7-year anniversary of the final chapter of Manning versus Brady.
Yeah, I saw the picture come up on
One of the
my-
greatest games of all time. Instant AFC Championship game classic.
You were there.
I saw
Paul was there.
I saw the picture come up.
I have the confetti, the pom poms. Paul grabbed me a handful of confetti,
Yeah.
and I have it in the picture of Peyton hoisting the Lombardi.
Oh, you can tell everybody.
Yeah. You can never get.
You know,
that.
my wife wanted to throw that away when
Why?
we were getting the basement like 2 years ago, right before we got our pool table, and we were cleaning out the basement, and I had a box because we had just moved. You know, we moved in 3 years prior to that, so it'd been like 2 years since we'd been here, and 2 years. We'd moved 2 years prior to that, and I had a box like all my stuff. I didn't have anywhere to put a lot of my man cave stuff that had been in my office back in Fairhaven, and I had the pom poms. The program from the game, the ticket stubs,
Yep.
and a bag of the confetti that Paul brought home from Mile High.
Yep.
And my wife's going through the bar and she's like, "Oh, well, what's in this box?" She's like, "Fucking pom poms. We don't need these. Fucking what is this? Shredded paper." We don't need. I'm like, "Whoa! What are you fucking doing?" She's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Bitch, don't fucking throw that." She threw it in the trash bag like it was getting like tossed. I'm like, no. Nothing in that box is trash. Push that whole box to the side. And she's like, "Well, why?" And she like got all defensive, and I'm like, "No." I'm like, "These are the pom poms from the AFC Championship game and confetti from an AFC Championship game. The final chapter of Brady Manning. This does not get fucking thrown away." Joey Fast Radio, roll one, seat one. Good talk.
Oh, come on.
I feel like it was either Fortnite Kid or the Monkey Kids.
No, I think the Fortnite kid died.
We could only be so fortunate. 774-992-8702 if you want to give us a call. Just make sure you talk when we answer.
I think some people think you're not going to pick up,
It's kind of the point.
or that we have like a screener. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if we had a screener.
We probably should. Eventually, we will have a screener. Someday, we'll need a screener. Right now, we don't. I can do it all from the...
Hey guys, it's the Monkey Kids. You want to let them through? Yup.
Yeah, it's
It's
Fortnite Kid. You want to let him through? All right.
It's Miguel.
All right.
It's Miguel via Indiana. He's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I got these guys. They keep calling in. They're a bunch of
That's
monkeys.
too
Like, just
funny.
send them through."
Just send him through,
Yeah,
whatever.
whatever. Fuck it.
But no, she was like going to throw it away. I was like, whoa. What are you doing?
That's crazy.
I'm like, that's craziness. Like, I'm like, that's not just shredded paper.
That's
Yes,
blasphemy.
that's confetti. By definition, it is trash. However,
That is not trash.
that is sacred trash.
right.
That is sacred shredded paper. From the greatest AFC Championship game
Imagine
ever
if
played.
I got some of the confetti like off of Peyton Manning's forehead when he was accepting the trophy.
Off his forehead.
I mean, that's a lot of fucking confetti. You would need like a
know.
whole like black 10
it's like
gallon,
a
40 gallon
sweat
trash
rain,
bag
I'm
for that.
like, yo, look what I got. I'm like, I got pictures with him and shit. No, I wouldn't storm the field. I get kicked off. I was lit that night though. I was like drunk as shit.
I loved.
I would have been.
Yeah.
I love that. Speaking of Peyton Manning, he brought his kid to the Giants Eagles game,
Yeah.
and his
he
kid
had
was
it-
like, "I'm rooting for the Eagles because my uncle's was a Giant," and I refused to root for my uncle.
Yeah, he refused to root for him.
Why
Whose
did-
jersey
why
did he
did-
have on?
Why did he refuse to root for his
Jalen.
uncle?
It's a Jalen
It was
Hurts
Jalen Hurts jersey, but why did he refuse to root for his uncle?
Just doesn't.
Just pissed him off?
natural rivalry.
Oh, okay.
He's like, "I just hate my uncle. He's my dad's better than you."
I mean, not wrong. But all right, so the Bills Bengals game. There's a clip from that game. I want to, and we'll show it. Look, this game to me, right? Like this was the rematch of the Monday night game we didn't get a couple weeks ago. Which, by the way, just for if anybody's counting at home, if this game had played out on Monday night a few weeks ago, like it did this past weekend, Paul would have won the championship fair and square.
Oh, you can tell everybody.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear it
Just to
anymore. I
double
don't want to.
down.
Yeah, I don't want to hear anybody. I don't want to hear anybody bitching about
Right.
about that game.
I fucking won.
Look, let's give the Bengals a shit ton of credit here. All right, the Bengals defense balled the fuck out. The Bengals offensive line just had their way with the
Damn.
Bills
Yeah, they
defense.
created
Joe
all
Mixon
types of lanes.
was just running at will through the Bills defense. The 27-10 score, I don't even think
That wasn't even indicative.
it's not indicative of how
There we
much
go,
of
thank you.
a dominating performance that was by the Bengals. And the whole Eli Apple part of this
Oh,
is just
yeah.
it's amazing.
I
to me.
love that he's just a huge asshole.
I do too. I didn't realize that Eli Apple was going to become one of my favorite players, but
He's
bruh.
hated by people.
hated. And he's an asshole. Like when he said Cancun on 3
And he did the Hamlin.
Yeah,
the
well, it's like
emoji.
he got dicked down in the Super Bowl, but then he still sits there and goes, "Yeah, but I was in the Super Bowl and you weren't, bitch." You know what I mean? Like,
But he's not
right.
wrong.
I know, but it's just funny. Like I can see like
It's
that.
like the people that's like when people try to hold it against Brady because he lost 3 Super Bowls and Montana lost 0. It's like, yeah, but he went to more.
Oh,
he
yeah,
he
that's
lost
right.
he lost 1 less Super Bowl than Montana ever went to, and then still won 7.
And then on
Like-
top of it, people are like, "Oh, Joe Burrow, next Tom Brady." I'm like, "Nah, man, you can't. You already lost Super Bowl. Can't be that." Technically, the logic is just so flawed with people because they just count everything against everybody.
Oh yeah,
Unless you're
everything
undefeated
is
at everything always.
everything's a slight, right, and it's Mahomes like, oh, he's gone to 5 straight AFC Championship games. I'm like, cool, he's got 1 ring to show for it.
Yes, that's a thank you.
Like, neat, cool. Like, okay, so they're cruising through a pretty weak AFC, which it has been, and the AFC West has been abysmal since Peyton Manning left,
Right.
and
He's a slightly better version than Jim Kelly. He won.
once
Yeah,
on accident.
Jim Kelly got there 4 times.
Because Jimmy Garoppolo couldn't hit a wide open Emmanuel Sanders.
Right.
How mad is Jimmy? Jimmy's eligible to come back this week. There is no chance they put that man on the field.
I
Nope.
hope not.
You know what I think's gonna happen? Brock Purdy's gonna get knocked out of the game, right, for a couple plays.
Don't do this.
Jimmy's gonna come in. He's gonna throw a touchdown, and he's gonna win the game for the Niners.
Oh, you can tell everybody.
And then we're gonna go to the Super Bowl, and they're gonna go, no, Brock Purdy's our guy. And then Jimmy Garoppolo's gonna tell Brock Purdy on the final drive, fuck that, go out there and sling it. And he's gonna win. He's gonna drive him down. He's gonna like dink and dunk his way to a field goal, and then they're gonna win. And everybody's gonna be like, "You're the greatest of all time. You just did exactly what Tom Brady did. Oh my god!" And then we're gonna have to live with that, Mr. Irrelevant, which would be nice because he's actually Mr. Irrelevant, and then we don't ever have to hear about 199 again.
No,
like
exactly.
we just never
Right.
have to hear about it.
256.
Listen,
right? 256 is it?
I
Yeah.
love that the 49ers hired Paul Heyman to come out and do the intro and Brock Purdy, and I'm like, this is great.
My client.
It was great. I absolutely love that. That was a nice little touch.
That's awesome. That was fucking awesome. But back to the Bengals Bills. The Bengals just absolutely bitch slapped the Bills. I mean, look, the Bills were riding. I feel like the Bills were riding an emotional high since that Monday night game. Like they were riding like a really emotional roller coaster. And the problem with emotional roller coasters is, you got your peaks and your valleys, and the Bills just found the wrong time to find a valley. They came out flat as shit. They looked ill prepared. They looked overmatched, which they haven't all year. I mean,
they looked bad against Miami, a third-string quarterback.
What did they lose? But they looked bad against Miami. But Miami again is a better team than what people give them credit for.
Yes,
Miami's
a quarterback away.
Right. If Aaron Rodgers goes to Miami, and we'll get into the Aaron Rodgers rumors in a minute. If Aaron Rodgers goes to Miami, I mean, are we kidding right now? You give Aaron Rodgers, Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle?
He's so weird, though, about where he wants to go.
But who cares? I mean, but whatever. Let's just say hypothetically he wants to go to Miami. He's like, I'm Mr. 305, bitch. Like, what up? And he's like, hanging out with Pitbull. And Tom Brady's like, I'm mad because I wanted to go to Miami. And he's like, suck my dick. Like,
cheated.
He's like, Giselle still live here? Word, I'll hit her up. Like, I just think that Miami team, that roster, basically 52 guys in that team are really, really freaking good. Mike McDaniel's a really good coach. Now, I know they fell off at the end of the year and they slumped a little bit, but that's a better team than people are giving them credit for.
They sure
and
are.
it's a division rivalry.
Yep.
So the Dolphins are
Right, which-
extremely familiar with the Bills.
That always plays.
And then
deep.
on top of that, too, when Skylar Thompson comes in, look, there's something to be said for getting a quarterback in the playoffs that you've never seen before.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know what to expect. You don't know what he's good at, what he's bad at.
Yeah, you got no film on
you
his
don't know how
ass.
to make him do the things that you want him to do. That he's going to throw it to your team and not his own. Like, so there is a little bit to that, And McDaniel again, Shanahan coaching tree, able to disguise and hide his shortcomings. So I think that was a little bit overblown when people were talking about how like the Bills were like, they struggled against Miami. Yeah, but there's a lot of reasons for that. That really wasn't. I don't think that played into why they got dominated by Cincy. I think just Cincy was just that much better
Big time.
on Sunday, and they were ready, and they came to play. The Bengals came into Buffalo, and they knew. And if you would look at this clip of Joe Burrow in pregame. I mean, if this man does not have ice water running in his veins, I don't know anybody else that does. I mean, this guy just... God, I don't know. He just does it for me. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just in warm-ups, but you watch him, he just launches a fucking dime, does the little hop, spin, twirl thing, and I wish that you'd see the ball get caught, but it was just, you're like, holy shit, this guy is loose. This guy is here. He's loose. He's fast. He's ready to play. Nothing bothers him. Like, this kid is not shying away from the moment, and I think there's something to be said for that. Like, to be, in your third year in the league?
Right.
Third season, yes.
And been to a Super Bowl, and now you're in an AFC championship again after you lost the Super Bowl the year before, which, again,
no hangover curse.
You don't see that very often.
Nope.
No.
I thought for sure, I said preseason that the Bengals were going to be my disappointment of the year.
I still said they were going to be
They proved my ass dead wrong.
No, they were
I
average.
said
to
they were
be-
gonna
That
be
doesn't
average
happen
to begin
often.
the year.
That
They
does
were-
not happen often.
No, it doesnn't. They were average to begin the year, and then they got hot, like down the stretch. And so that's what you want to do after starting November, after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
you
all of,
get
a sudden,
hot.
all of a sudden,
Whatever.
Jamar Chase came back
said
and they
they
got
were.
hot.
I
so,
still said they were going to be nasty. I do remember that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I listen. I took the.
I'm just trying to be a dictator. Going to be like,
I went out on.
got
I
something right
went
for
out
once.
on a. I went out on a pretty thin limb, and I said, you know what? I didn't trust the Bengals to come back because they
Well-
didn't do anything to get better in the offseason, really. They didn't sign anybody. They actually lost players. And you know my rule of thumb: if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. So when you're trying to stay the same, you're getting worse.
Right.
And I thought that was going to be a bigger impact, but I underestimated how much Joe Burrow was going to be able to shoulder the load this year and just continue bringing that team up to his level. And he's done it week in, week out. Like Sean said, they started off a little bit slow. They got hot. But, man, this is a team they're getting hot at the right time. And, you know,
Like you said, it's like that.
give
roller
Zach Taylor
coaster.
credit. You know, this is a well-coached, well-oiled machine right now. And I think the Bengals, the Bills, the Chiefs, they're going to be around for the next couple of years. This is going to be your big three in the AFC.
What do all three have in common? Young, good quarterback.
Good young quarterbacks.
That's it.
Good coaches.
Yep.
Steady ownership.
Jags will probably be not too far behind, maybe.
I think you'll see the Jags and the Broncos enter their name into the mix. I think the one team that you'll see.
I'm just saying about like
the
young,
one team,
young quarterbacks.
Oh,
like,
young, yeah, right.
Like
well,
young
Russ is a
quarterbacks,
vet.
like,
Well,
yeah.
I really respected what Trevor Lawrence did. I'm not sure if you guys saw it online. Lost the game. Made sure he was the first guy going up the tunnel.
Into the tunnel.
Stop.
He was like third, I think, or
Well,
second.
he's
I
behind
saw
he's behind
one
like
guy.
ball boy people.
Yeah.
Ran all the way up there, turned around, and dapped up everybody walking by. Like, hey, like don't worry, like we'll recover. Every single person, staff people, ball boys, everybody was like, hey, good year, good
Yeah,
year,
said
good
like,
year.
what's up? I saw that.
Listen, we said it on this show earlier this year. We said before preseason. I said it. I had high hopes for the Jags this year.
Yeah, Doug
I still think they were
Doug
a
Peterson
year
turned
away.
that
They
shit
they are.
around,
I didn't
bro.
think they were going to be. I didn't think they were going to be Super Bowl material.
I think they were
But
gonna
I
make the
said
playoffs.
I definitely. I'm pretty sure I picked them to the playoffs.
Well,
or,
they
or at
definitely
least on the fringe.
They definitely took the right step in hiring Peterson. I mean, that was
I'll
definitely
have to go back. Did I do my picks?
the best step in the right direction first and foremost that they could have done. I think to really like get that squad because they got a talented team on paper
For sure.
and now they got a great coach to really rally and hone them in and maybe use them for what they're best at and make some playoff runs. I mean, it sucks for me because being a Colts fan, I'm like, fuck. Now the Jags are gonna be. I've seen T-Law fucking drop some serious dimes, dude. You know what I mean? If that kid's
He's
on,
really good.
he is really good. He's gonna get groomed by Peterson. I think this.
I didn't
this
write the records
organization,
down in this though. I'll have to go back.
He
and
was
look.
Yeah.
when we were talking about drafts in that show. I loved Trevor Lawrence. I know
did
everyone
too.
did.
I did.
I know he was the
I did.
consensus number one, but I was like, he just has everything. He has speed, he has accuracy, he has power, he has
the
like
Colts got him. I
the
could only
the
imagine.
ability. Well, they had their version in Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was just like, you get the shit kicked out of him, and he's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, because Ryan Grigson wanted to draft Philip Dorsett and other stupid motherfuckers instead of getting a line.
I wasn't too far off. I
What'd you
had
say?
my final four. I had the Broncos and the Bills. Whoops. And I had the Saints and the Niners.
I don't remember what I
All
picked.
right, so Bills Niners were up there.
So Saints Niners. I didn't think Philly was going to be this good.
50-50.
What did I? Well, I think I picked Packers Chiefs for the Super Bowl.
Did anybody have Philly really coming into this season this high?
Let me see.
No, that was kind of like a out of the box because I don't think anybody
I had
thought.
Philly. I had Philly winning the East.
Yeah, but did you have them go all the way to the championship?
I
game?
didn't
No.
do the whole
Oh,
playoff
okay.
bracket. I did the final four.
What were they 9-0 before they lost?
Yeah, no, they were ridiculous.
8-0, I think it was, or 9-0,
Yeah, 8-9.
Oh.
They
Lost.
went on a pretty fucking.
because they lost to
solid run.
Washington on
Right.
Monday night. Because I was actually going to go to that game, with a couple of our buddies, and I didn't end up going, and I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Before we get too far off topic,
Yeah, they
from,
were 8-0, Paul.
from,
8-0.
from the Bengals Bills stuff. Does this close the proverbial window for the Buffalo Bills?
No.
The Buffalo Bills. No. Listen to me. I think this was like their last great chance to go as far as they could with the team they have. They're going to lose like very good defensive pieces. They're going to lose very good offensive pieces in the offseason. They're still going to have
Sure.
Gabriel Davis. They're still going to have Stephon Diggs. They're still going to have
Poyer's
Josh
probably
Allen.
but the
gone,
main
right?
Poyer's
but the main
gone.
core
Tremaine Edwards is gone.
the main core guys are still going to be there.
On offense, yes.
And on defense, they're going to be able to replace. They're going to be able to replace a lot of these guys. Because, like, listen, I like Poyer, but I don't think Poyer's a world beater. You know what I'm saying?
He's too old.
I don't think he's anything like over
He's
the
a
top.
cuck.
You know, I mean, you don't have.
Literally.
To Antonio Brown, right?
No, that was too. His wife cheated on him with like so many other players. It was
Oh, all
like
right.
crazy.
Well,
You don't know his wife?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rachel Bush.
Rachel
There you go.
Bush.
Yeah, well, you know exactly who it was. You're
Yeah,
like,
I
yeah.
follow her on
no,
Instagram. She's got a fat old ass.
No, I know the
Bad everything.
stories behind it, but
And
I thought
table
it was.
ass.
I just thought it was Antonio Brown.
It's one of those asses you can sit your
One of
mug
many.
up, saddle up, and ride.
Antonio Brown, take this man's phone away from him, okay?
he's a
I don't need to be seeing your
disaster,
personal
bro.
life on everything, okay?
I know, he's
and then
a
he's like,
disaster.
and then he tweets out, I was hacked. No, it's not.
No, you weren't.
That was you, dude. Like, oh,
100%.
fucking, and I didn't even get to
Why
see
do,
it.
do
before it was
like why do people
deleted.
still think that works?
Not that I mean,
It's
I kinda wanna
2023.
see it, but-
First of all, like, no, you were not hacked. Like that excuse. Like, listen, just a pro tip, piece of advice to anybody who gets caught doing some dumb shit on social media or posting some dumb shit.
Like if you get caught drunk
Don't-
talking shit.
Yeah, don't ever use the I was hacked thing. It really doesn't work. It's not it's not believable.
Nope.
We don't believe you.
Nope.
We know you're
A lion sack of shit.
lying.
Yep.
And yeah, don't do that. Just don't do that.
Yeah, no, Antonio Brown's a mess, man.
But,
But no, I just know like Poya is probably gone. Like you said, he's old.
if I'm the Patriots, I throw a ton of money at Tremaine Edwards. First of all, great linebacker, young still, and take him from a division rival and bring him to you, and you know him so well. And Belichick loves doing that shit.
Yep.
I'm throwing that. Just throwing it out.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, look, the offseason is going to be wild.
I would love to
as we
force
know-
Does
Faulkner,
Diggs
too.
stay? What does he got on his
No,
contract?
no,
Diggs
Diggs
should
just signed
stay.
a huge contract extension.
Yeah, he's still got
I
mad
mean,
time,
listen,
right?
I am 100% being a troll asshole in the last few days where I pretended to be a Buffalo Bills fan on Twitter. I love doing that. I'm just like, as a lifelong Bills fan, I'm like Sean McDermott has to go, and I'm like, we gotta trade Diggs. Look at how he was acting.
Yeah.
That whole thing, him yelling at Josh Allen. No one gives a shit about that.
No,
that's so overblown.
That's heat of the moment. Look, you're one of the best offenses in the league. You come into the divisional round of the playoffs at home in the snow in your element, and you put 10 points on the board. Yeah, there's going to be some guys that are mad,
Yeah,
They should be.
and rightfully so.
he
Yes.
had like a slightly better game than Justin Jefferson did. Like the last, was it?
To be
week
fair,
18?
he was like Josh Allen overthrew him all game that game, and you can see Stephon Diggs as he's walking back to the huddle like, you fucking overthrew me again, and they caught him on camera cursing out Josh Allen like, you're overthrowing me, like almost telling him like, get out of your head. Like you could see he was
Right,
yelling at him like
right.
like calm down, take your time and throw the ball because obviously he can make those passes. Josh Allen has a rocket of an arm.
And
Right.
Josh Allen he threw one of the best throws I've ever seen to Diggs 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's
against Miami.
unbelievable.
Oh, yeah,
That
was-
rainbow ball down the left sideline was one of the best throws I've ever fucking seen.
Right.
I mean, that was like I was amazed. I was like, holy shit. But yeah,
Dropped it
look, the Bills. I just think the Bills. I mean, for all their flaws and everything else, they needed Josh Allen to come out and have an MVP type game to win that, and he didn't. Like you said, he was overthrowing Diggs. He missed. They were missing guys. The Bills just weren't making the plays, and the Bengals were.
The
So
Bills
I
refused to
think
run the
this
football,
is.
too.
I think this is more of a credit to the Bills than it is an indictment on a credit to the Bengals than it is an indictment on the Bills.
Yes.
The Bills are going to be fine. The Bills are going to be back next year. I have no worries as long as McDermott and Josh Allen are there that the Bills are going to be relevant
Right.
and they're going to have a chance to go on a run. So for the Bills fans that are boo-hoo crying and upset, I mean, yeah, you should be upset. It feels like a wasted opportunity,
Me.
but there's going to be more, but like we said last year, when the Bills lost to Kansas City and the Bengals lost to the Rams, and it was like, well, they got young quarterbacks, young coaches, they're going to be back. Don't worry. There's going to be more opportunities. Here, case in point, here is an opportunity that was missed by the Bills.
Right.
The Bills didn't close that game out with 13 seconds left against Kansas City last year. They could have had an AFC championship, in their own building against the Bengals. They missed that opportunity. And you assume they're going to be back. And they were close, but they didn't get back to the ACC. They got back to the same spot they did last year.
Right.
So they haven't got to a championship game yet. The Bengals are now back-to-back, and looking to be back-to-back AFC champions. And the Bengals aren't afraid of going into Arrowhead.
Into Arrowhead, yeah.
And when they did it last year, they were down 21-3.
Yeah.
24-3 or something like that at one point last year during that game. It looked like that game was going to be a blowout.
Right.
And the Bengals just came marching right back and ended up taking it to overtime and winning it.
Yep. And now they come back more seasoned, ready to go, and with a potentially banged up Mahomes. I don't really know what he's looking
Mahomes
like.
is banged
I
up.
haven't heard any reports on anything about what this
so
what
the
his
big
injury is.
the big news. Look, we'll talk. We'll shift gears here. We'll go to Kansas City, Jacksonville. That game was the best game. Probably the best game of the weekend. Sans Dallas Niners was good, but I think Kansas City Jacksonville was better.
I like KC.
I thought Kansas City Jacksonville was the best game of the weekend. If I had to pick between the four.
Same,
Yeah.
definitely. It was very good. It was very entertaining. Had a lot of good storylines. The Jags had a lot of missed opportunities in that game where they really could have taken that game by the balls, and just throttled Kansas City in a couple of ways and really made them pay. Christian Kirk made that clutch drop, if you will, that really I feel like cost them. And look, Trevor Lawrence did not play great in the first half. Again, waited till the second half to kind of turn it on. You can't do that against teams like Kansas City. They just have too much firepower. And even though Mahomes was wounded, he was getting rid of the ball faster. Andy Reid changed the play calling, was making sure that things were working better for Mahomes, and it did. And for a team that really can't run the ball, I feel like Jacksonville missed out. Like, I feel like they just missed on a big time opportunity with a one-legged Mahomes sitting it was basically a sitting duck in the pocket.
Right.
Listen, I know we all like to shit on Mahomes for different reasons, but Mahomes is a player, and I like that they showed the sideline where Andy Reid's being like, "Oh, we're just gonna play Chad Henne. Like, don't worry about it. Like, if we need you, we'll put you back in the game." And what happened?
Nothing.
I'm just
I thought you
adjusting.
put the focus on me. I'm like, why are you doing that? He's sitting right here. He's right. He's my man.
No,
The whole focus that they said we're gonna put it to Henne, and we're gonna have Henne do everything, and if we need you, we'll put you back in the game. And I really appreciated that Patrick Mahomes. They showed him zoomed in, being like, "I'm not fucking coming out." Like, I like that. Like, it was supposed to be between him and the coaches and the players standing around him. He's like, "I'm not fucking coming out. That's bullshit. I'm not coming out." Which I really like that. And I think next week that's going to really hurt him because he's not going to have his ability to run around, and Cincinnati's going to know that. So he's going to have to Phillip Rivers the shit out of that game.
Yeah.
Where he's going to have to stand there, have like an immobile leg, and like hop around and just launch the ball over the place.
He's got like a 3-foot radius on each side to move like at all times, and to be able to. I mean, if there's anybody that I guess can play in a somewhat limited like handicap type situation, is I guess Patrick Mahomes. I mean. The dude pulls fucking.
If anybody's gonna be able to figure it out, you're gonna
ass.
you're gonna assume it's gonna be Mahomes. But
Mahomes or Phillip Rivers reincarnated.
But that being said, though, Mahomes, when he was healthy and able to create and able to do all these crazy things with Tyreek Hill last year, lost to this Bengals team.
Right.
The Bengals figured it out in the second half. They basically shut him out. I believe, or held him to 3 points in the second half. I can't remember exactly how it went.
Yeah.
But if Mahomes is on one leg and Mahomes is not able to do the things that we've seen him able to do, break out of the pocket, run to the sidelines, flip little left-handed
underhand bullshit,
go all Brett Favre with it.
Yep.
I don't see Kansas City beating the Bengals. I didn't see Kansas City beating the Bengals if Mahomes was healthy. I said before coming into last week, whoever won the Bills-Bengals game was going to the Super Bowl. Yeah. I just feel like Kansas City is a more flawed team. They're more beatable. There's a lot more ways to beat Kansas City than there is to beat the Bengals or the Bills, in my opinion.
This was supposed to be more of a rebuilding Kansas City Chiefs team.
Right.
And they still managed to find themselves in an AFC
If the
championship.
Colts can figure it out and beat them, then I think the Bengals can,
Well, I think with Mahomes, I'm going to be honest. This might be like foreshadowing my pick, which I'm going to. I think that Mahomes injury is going to be too much. You need one wrong hit, one wrong twist. You need something to go wrong, and that the Bengals defensive line is aggressive. I love that defensive
They're
line of the
playing
Bengals,
out of their minds.
and I think they
Yeah.
know it too. They're like, if we can consistently create pressure with just the 4 of us,
Yep.
no one's beating us. And I think
No.
they have that mentality.
and
that's-
they've been able to do that.
and if
And
they
that's
can
been
do
the
that,
thing.
I think the Bengals are going to go into Arrowhead. And I think they're going to win.
I think the Bengals. I think this is about as a slam dunk of a game as I've seen an AFC Championship game history in a long time. I just don't see the Bengals losing this one. They play so loose, they play so calm, so collected, so cool, and they're smart. They've got a smart head coach. They've got a smart quarterback. They've got smart players. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are no dummies. Joe Mixon, I feel like, is going to run the shit out of this football on Sunday, and I don't think Patrick Mahomes is really going to have that many opportunities to do what Patrick Mahomes typically does. And then when he does have those opportunities, he's going to be physically limited.
So hopefully we're going to see loose versus loose, 49ers versus Bengals.
That's my pick.
Those are two loosest teams. Like, you have the 49ers out there, they're dancing, they come out to the field, they're doing, like, meme
I
shit.
want Niners.
I think Philly is better on paper. I think Philly's better than San Francisco.
know. That's
but-
kind of an even matchup. Those teams are stacked.
It's right. I'm gonna say if they are, it's not by much. You know, I mean, you'd be
They
split.
barely use
The
Debo.
I think the only thing you could say really, and you're comparing the Niners to the Eagles. You know, defenses are both really good. I prefer the Niners defense because I love that linebacking core. We'll talk about the Niners in a second.
Yep.
I think Philly's defense is also really good, but I prefer the Niners. Offensively, I think, you know, who do you trust more, Jalen Hurts or Brock Purdy? So far, I mean, conventional wisdom would lead you to believe Jalen Hurts is the answer. But then again, with the eye test, Brock Purdy really hasn't done anything to make you say he ain't the dude.
Right.
So it's kind of tough, right? Like it's kind of a little bit of like a damn, like these are more evenly matched on paper. I feel like I think than we really understand. But that being said, Bengals Chiefs. I don't see the Chiefs being able to pull this one off.
It's tough, man. That you need a lot of things to go right. I know there's a home field advantage, but this was a rebuilding Chiefs team.
Hey, can we talk real quick too about the fake outrage from the Bengals, which really like kind of pissed me off because I don't want a reason to root against the Bengals, but like that faux outrage
They're just
about the
digging deep.
NFL, selling tickets to a
tickets.
Bills Chiefs AFC Championship game in Atlanta at the neutral location. Like, does anybody understand how ticket sales work? You can't just wait until Sunday afternoon when the game is decided and be like, all right, guys, you've got tickets go on sale at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. You got 6 days to figure it out. Go. Like,
Jesus Christ.
no, like you've got to give them time. Those tickets get sold, and it's like, okay, we'll buy them. And if the game doesn't happen, you're refunded your money. It doesn't happen. No big deal. But like this fucking fake outrage, and people are like, oh, it was disrespectful.
They always pull that.
I-
Remember the old when Rodney Harrison played in the Patriots, and at the end of the game, he would go up to the sideline reporter, and the reporter like, "Hey, how did you?" No one believed in us, and the guy was like, "You were favored." No, we weren't. And it was like they create this like self like
the
faux
Patriots.
outrage.
The Patriots were the kings of that.
Love,
Like
I missed that
like
shit. I
mid
miss
2000s
Rodney
Patriots were
Harrison.
like, no, nobody believed in us except us. Everybody was picking against us. It's like
Everyone picked you.
It's like, dude, you realize on the pregame show, literally, like all 12 analysts picked you to win, right? They're like, fuck them. Some guy on Facebook said that we weren't going to win.
And the best part, I forgot what the reporter was. The reporter told Harrison, everyone picked you in the pregame show, and he's like, they didn't believe it. I loved it. Harrison had to come back immediately.
Yeah.
All right.
They didn't believe it. They were lying.
Yeah.
They were just saying it because they had to say it
Bullshit.
because they were full of shit. But like that fake outrage is just like so. It's so
It
cringe.
still works for guys, though.
I
It
know,
still
but it's just
works.
like, but leave that in your locker room. Like, don't bring why are you bringing that out to the media? And then I guess what my
You just want everybody to be Jaire Alexander.
no, my biggest
Ayo!
yeah. Actually, I think we have that clip. No, my thing is like if it's the players, it's one thing, but when it's the fans and they're like, well, yeah, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. You know, they're disrespecting the Bengals because they're assuming
Oh,
that
right,
this game
'cause-
is going to be played by with the Bills and the Chiefs. It's like it's the same thing that goes back to a couple of weeks ago when Damar Hamlin went down and people were mad that the game wasn't canceled instantaneously. And it's like it took 23 minutes for them to cancel the game, like to postpone the game. Like what more do you want? Like there's more that goes into putting on an NFL game. Like this isn't fucking Dartmouth High and Stang, okay? Like you don't just show up to the fucking window and be like, "Yeah, 2 tickets, please." And they're like, yeah, we don't sell tickets. You can just walk in. You're like, oh, cool. Like, doesn't work like that. There is a ton of logistics that go into. There is thousands of people that go into putting on a game, especially an AFC Championship game, where you're talking about the media, you're talking about the people that are going to be there, the fans, the teams, like all the accommodations that need to be made. There is a lot that goes into planning and putting on an NFL football game. Right. It's not it's not a Pop Warner game where you're like, oh, well, rats, are we playing in Johnston, Rhode Island this weekend, or are we playing in Portsmouth? Like, what the fuck? Figure it out. Like, I got to go this way or I got to go this way? Fucking, do I go left or right when I get to the exit? Right. I need to know 10 days before I get there. Like, no, like, it's not that simple. There's so much more that goes into it. And the way that people don't just, like, it just boggles my mind how many people don't even stop to think before they speak when it comes to, like, dumb shit like that. You know, like, especially with, like, the whole Damar Hamlin thing, which, by the way, I'm actually relieved the Bills lost. Because if I had to fucking hear about Damar Hamlin one more fucking day, like, I was going to fucking lose my mind. Yeah. This has become, that whole situation, I feel like really exposed the general public and people, especially on social media, for the narcissists that they really are. There is more people that were like, this is all about me with that situation. Like, this man almost died. Or I love the people that are like, you know, it's when we were sitting there and then we're watching, there's Bills fans and Bengals fans, and they're holding candles, and there's like a wreath with a Hamlin jersey. And it's like, yo, y'all know the guy didn't die. And you always have the one person that's like, actually, he technically did die and was resuscitated.
I know. With
I responded so many times to people like with Damar Hamlin up in the booth doing the whole thing, and I was like, today I learned this man is dead. Like, this is a dead man. Yeah. Like, oh, okay, so that's what we're doing now. So well, technically he did die. Okay. All right. So, and he was resuscitated. Right. Okay. He technically died. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. No, dead people go in the ground. Okay. You go to the cemetery, and you get a headstone, or you get put in a fucking oven and you get fucking cooked up like it's fucking Germany in 1943. All right. And you get put in an urn. That's it. There it is. Done. Like, boom. That's it. You're dead. You're gone. You cease to exist. Damar Hamlin does not cease to exist. He's not dead. Stop doing that. Right. Stop. It pisses me off to no fucking end. Because it's just the dumbest fucking shit I've ever fucking seen.
Candles and all the shit.
And the media is just like milking this shit for all it's worth. And they're like, oh, there he is. There's Damar Hamlin. Look at it. There he is coming in. And this is no disrespect to the kid. Like, whatever. The kid's a football player. 6th-round draft pick. Great. Okay, cool. Like, you're a football player. You made it to the NFL. Good for you. But they're like, oh, there he is. He's coming in. He's in this, like, sealed-up golf cart. And he walks in, drives him around, and then they pull up, and he hops out with his hood on and his mask on and goes right into a room. Doesn't talk to anybody. Nobody gets a look at his face, nothing. Oh, no, he's going straight upstairs, and then he's up in the booth. And then I love all the conspiracy theories online that they're, like, totally Weekend at Bernie in this thing. Right. And it wasn't Damar Hamlin at all, but they wanted the photo op and everything else. And it's like, well, how much money do they pay his family to shut up?
Well, I said something. I'm like, they don't have a fucking camera like right there in the booth that he's in. It's got to be across
it's
the
like, you mean to tell me CBS, one of the major conglomerates, one of the biggest media outlets in the fucking history of the world,
only has a camera on the opposite side.
Only has one shitty camera 700 yards away trying to look through a blizzard worth of snow.
Bullshit.
At a guy in a hood, in a booth, in a hood, in a mask.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying it wasn't Damar Hamlin. I'm not going down that route, that road, because it was probably, I hope it was him. But they're not leaving they're definitely leaving the door open for people to be like, wasn't it?
I'm getting the image right now because that was fucked up what someone just did.
Well,
someone had a picture of a skeleton in a sweatshirt. I was like, as I'm scrolling through Twitter, I'm like, people are assholes.
Oh, yeah, they don't give a fuck. But it's funny because the same people that sensationalize this and try and make it all about them are the same assholes that are sitting at games throwing their hot dogs and beers at like a father and son with the opposing team's jersey.
Oh, I know, absolutely right.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you act like you take this way too seriously, like you're out there with your candles and your shit sitting outside the hospital with your Bengals jersey on. But like I said, you're the same one firing your hot dog at the back of some 12-year-old kid.
It's like there's people I guarantee you that there was people standing outside the Damar Hamlin vigil, if you will, holding candles, that have people in their family that have had heart attacks or cardiac arrest or
And
whatever,
they didn't do that
and didn't even do that
And
for them.
Yeah, no shit.
You know what I mean? Like it's just so fake and
Look
fraudulent.
at how
like,
hardcore we are.
look how we're hardcore football fans, and then all of us, they do the whole special of like people learning about. Oh, I got inspired by Hamlin to take a CPR class, and they're interviewing people. And they're like, that was a really tough thing to see, and I decided I was going to learn CPR. That it's like learn CPR. What, did you not go to middle school?
Bro, you're like 35. How the fuck do you not know CPR?
Yeah, did you graduate high school? Like I'm pretty sure we were all required to learn CPR when we were like juniors.
Yeah.
Like
pretty sure I've known CPR since I was like 14.
Yeah, it's
Probably about 14.
pretty basic. I think it's part of like common curriculum now. Like, I mean, especially for our job, it's like we have to fucking learn it every year all over again.
Do you consent that I do CPR?
Yeah. Do you consent? And then the other my favorite theory of it though was like this man had CPR performed on him for 9 minutes. They're like, there's no fucking way all of his ribs weren't shattered in 14 pieces, and he's up there throwing his arms up and doing all this shit, and it's like that would really fucking hurt with
That's a crazy
12 broken ribs.
That's a crazy conspiracy theory.
Yeah, but it's mad true though.
Like, dog, like have you ever been around like I've had the
No, I understand that.
I've had the experience of being around people who were deceased and were being administered CPR.
I witnessed that
and you
fucking plunging machine thing.
That thing too. Yeah, that thing's crazy.
I was like,
I
what
saw
the
that.
Fuck?
It turns a chest cavity into jello.
Yeah, literally. It looks like waves. It looks
It's
like water. And
rad.
I'm like, there's
But just
bones in there.
watching a person do CPR on another human being, and you can hear the ribs breaking. Like, as they're doing it, like, you hear a pop and a crack, and you're like, ooh, ooh. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just, because it's at work, so I'm just writing down the times. Like, I ain't doing that. I'm like, I'm going to throw up if I get down there and do that shit. Like, I don't do well with that, so I'm like, now I'll let somebody else handle it. And luckily, everybody did exactly what they were supposed to.
Joey turns into Michael
But
Scott.
there was...
First, I was afraid. I was petrified.
But like no, you should cut the guy's face off. Doing the Dwight. But no, like I just thought that was hilarious. Like the conspiracy theories are wicked funny because it's pissing all the NFL players off on Twitter, like all the actual ones.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, can we fucking stop? And there's like, as a society, just ban these people who think that this was a conspiracy and it's a clone or
ban them, right?
it's not him. And I'm like, man, fuck you. You know what the difference?
Shut the
Because you know what the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is these days? About 6 months.
About 650.
Yeah.
So why don't we just give this one a little bit of time? Joey Fats Radio, roll 1C1.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Yo.
Oh my God, it's Pat.
Who's the bigger? Who'll take longer to win a Super Bowl? Cowboys or Bills? Those teams are fucking cursed.
The 90s.
Oh yeah, the Cowboys aren't yet, but I just think the Bills are cursed.
I want to say the Bills.
I'm gonna say the Cowboys.
The Bills have a better shot to win than the Cowboys. The Cowboys, I don't know.
What happened to the Bills this weekend? I mean, I think Joe Burrow is as balls of steel, but what happened to the Bills?
No, they got. Well, we were talking about it earlier, so I think you joined in a little bit late after we already talked about it really quickly. That's okay. If you watch that game,
Yeah.
I know it was 27-10, and Joey said it earlier as well, and I agree with him wholeheartedly. That was a bully and a half by the Bengals. The Bengals on both sides of the ball bullied the shit out of Buffalo. That game could have been 42-7, and you would have been like, it was the same game.
I'll tell you. You know what the biggest what happened to the Bills on Sunday was Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon and the Bengals offensive line happened.
The offensive line.
They
was
just
shoving dudes down the
They
field.
were
8, 9
mauling
yards.
the Bills defense.
Yeah, and the linebackers and safeties wanted nothing to do with it. They were just like, God damn. They're like, again? Like, they were so far down the field that the corners and the safeties had to make these tackles on guards through to Joe Mixon. And Joe Mixon's not an easy tackle to begin with. And then you're wearing down your secondary, and then you go right back, and you're throwing it to Chase. You're throwing it to T. Higgins. You're throwing it right over the middle to these guys, and these defensive backs are like, fuck, we're tackling the guys. We're chasing guys down. They were beat.
Yeah, the Bills defense did. They got worked, and it comes down to the running game. And what do we always say this time of year, Pat? What wins?
And you're the Buffalo Bills, and you couldn't run the ball. And then at the second half, you straight up refused to run the ball, so you became super one-dimensional. And then the Bengals had you by the balls at home. And they forced Buffalo Bills fans to leave the stadium starting at 12 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. That stadium was half empty. with like 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. In the playoff game in Buffalo.
You guys, just as football fans going forward, all three of you, what would you like, bias aside, what would you like to see more? A team with a dominant quarterback like Joe Burrow win the Super Bowl, or a team that's just built around a quarterback like a Brock Purdy?
I don't think Joe Burrow is even dominant. I think Joe Burrow is in an excellent situation. I think he's a very good quarterback. If you remember when Joe Burrow was coming out, there were a lot of knocks against Joe Burrow. They said he had no arm strength.
Oh, small hands.
Small hands.
Smells like cabbage.
Small hands. He doesn't read his progressions correctly. Like he's like a 1-2 progression guy. Then after that, he's screwed. It's like, and then he comes in. He has like an okay first year, blows it out the park second year, blows it out the park third year. I mean, it's. I think, me personally, for this year, I really like the 49ers. I like watching them play. I like watching that defense. I like watching that offense. It's exciting watching Brock. And maybe it's a little bit of me being like, you know what? I like teams.
Yeah.
But then sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I like ace quarterbacks too, because those quarterbacks can just throw it out of the building and make the game really exciting. This season, and also Joey has said it, I've said it, I love the safety from the 49ers. He is...
Hufanga.
Oh, my God. He is like an all-time favorite player of mine right now already, because he just annihilates dudes. And I didn't even know his direct mentor was Troy Polamalu. He learned the entire game from Troy Polamalu.
Wow.
Well, I remember I put up a post on Facebook week 2 watching the Niners-Seahawks game, and I remember sitting there watching it, and I'm like, dude, I'm watching this kid Hufanga, and he's flying around. The first thing I said to myself was, dude, this kid reminds me, like, obviously the hair helps, but I was like, this kid reminds me of a fucking like a young Troy Polamalu. Like, he's just a missile. He's all over the field.
Comes to find out.
And then come to find out, I didn't know that until after that game, but I'm watching him, and this kid, just a playmaker. And then you add in that linebacking core. And, like, you know, what Fred Warner did on Sunday.
Unbelievable.
Was just unbelievable. That was one of the best games I've seen a linebacker play in maybe 10 years.
That kid was a beast.
He's the best linebacker in the league.
I don't see anybody better.
I can't pick one other person better. He does everything well.
Shaq Leonard's
everything.
better.
Who?
Shaq Leonard's better.
Not even close.
When he's healthy. Yeah,
can't cover.
No, he does.
Shaq. No, I'm telling you, you can't.
No, the Maniac can cover.
Not since that great year he had.
He gets hella picks and shit, though. He's pretty dope.
Well, if they throw him all the way back there. But he's a great tackling machine.
Right.
I'm saying overall.
Who are you guys going for in Denver? What's the word? What's the latest information on Denver?
The rumor has it. So according to Colin Cowherd, which was in a report earlier, which was dead ass wrong, he said that the Broncos want Peyton, and Russ Wilson wants Peyton. A source within the Broncos organization has confirmed that is false. The only coaching candidate that has not been scheduled for a second interview and everything else has been put on hold at this point is DeMeco Ryans, which leads me to believe that that DeMeco Ryans is their guy and they want to give him the second interview, or...
Well, I heard he canceled on 2 teams because he's going to the chip. So
yeah, well, he's got an NFC Championship.
Yeah, the Colts. I think the Colts were one of them that he canceled with.
Broncos seem to hire defense guys.
Listen, if we're gonna go with a first-time head coach, I want DeMeco Ryans. Wow. If we're not gonna go with an experienced guy, look, I'm okay with. I'd be okay with Dan Quinn, as long as the surrounding staff that he brought in was capable. I would be okay with Sean Payton. I don't want to give up the first-round pick, but I'll do it. Again, Bradley Chubb for Sean Payton seems like a pretty decent trade.
People forget that about Payton. It's a draft pick.
Yeah, you got to give up the first, and it's not necessarily just the first either. It might be more, but I'm leaning right now. My gut tells me it's DeMeco Ryans.
Cool. Yeah.
And I would be thrilled with that. I'm not going to lie. I would be beyond thrilled with that.
Like you said,
especially if he keeps Double E on as the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I would be absolutely floored. And then you can bring in, I don't know, like I said earlier in the show, maybe he brings in Cliff Kingsbury. You know, he's got an ability to coach midget quarterbacks. So,
dude, the freaking Broncos would all that. The passing offense, the Broncos could come back with something built like that.
Yeah, especially
listen, they're coming. They're coming back, and right
they're
now
gonna get a lot of guys
and according to Vegas, the Broncos are the 3rd most likely team to land Saquon Barkley in free agency. Should he hit it? So,
oh shit.
If we have
no
Russ,
one's gonna want Zeke, I'm guessing.
I would take Zeke in a heartbeat.
Wow. I'm gonna stick
But
with JT.
because Javante's injury is going to cost him probably next year. It could be a career ender for him, which blows because he was really promising.
That sucks. Yeah.
But you go out and you get. I mean, look, you got to remember too. We had the most guys on injured reserve this year of any team in the league. It was the Broncos and the Rams were the two most injured teams in the NFL this year.
Yeah, Rams.
So we're going to get a lot of guys back off IR, including Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler. You're talking Garrett Bowles, like most of our offensive line.
O-line.
And then, you go out and if you get let's just say hypothetically they go out and they get a Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
And you pair him up in that offense with Russ,
He wants
Tim
$16
Patrick,
million.
KJ Hamler,
Judy.
Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, who all of a sudden came alive the last 4 weeks of the season because Nathaniel Hackett stopped.
What's your tight end there with the long hair?
Alberto? Fucking
the other kid who came alive.
Yep,
Fucking
the rookie.
Not Uschek. No.
Oh my God!
Who the fuck? It's like a weird name like that. I can't remember. Remember you fucking lit it up.
Not Uschek. Uschek is the 49ers.
Yeah, it's not him. Yeah.
Hang on, I'll tell you in a second. Hold on.
Where's Rodgers go?
Not
we're gonna talk about that because
Okay, I'll be listening.
tons of stuff came out today about Aaron Rodgers, and the team that wants him the most is the Jets.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to go play in New York. That's not a spoiler.
Honestly, I really
Dulcich.
like a New Yorker. He's like a
Dulcich.
surfboard
Greg
California guy.
He doesn't. I think he wants to go to like a team in like Middle America that's like the people don't give a shit like who he is. That seems like Aaron Rodgers. I'm dead serious.
He can't go anywhere where people don't give a shit who fucking Aaron Rodgers.
They don't care
is.
who. They don't care about him in
Indianapolis,
Wisconsin most of the time. They just
I
leave him alone.
love the fact that Aaron Rodgers is still shitting on people because of for shitting on him for his the whole vaccine thing. Like he's still taking shots at the media, and it's still.
I
follow.
Be the biggest fuck you to me. If the Patriots got him, I was have to be like, fuck, we got Aaron Rodgers. No, I know.
That'd be fun.
But it's just funny because like I follow like Peter Bukowski or whatever his name is on Twitter, like and a bunch of other Packers beat writers, and they're like, "Okay, Aaron, we get it. Like, can you shut the fuck up now?" Like, and Aaron, I'm like, no, like you.
No, keep going.
No, you need to be. I'm sorry, you need to be told because these are the same people that told you that your kid should be taken away from you if you don't get them vaccinated.
You fucked us for 2.5 years. So A-Rod gets 2.5 years to fuck.
But I'm just saying, anybody, most of these people that were like hyper pro-vaccinate, pro-vax and COVID, the whole COVID crazies, they were, most rational people at this point have come around and been like, okay, I was probably lied to. I probably got duped.
Yeah.
There was definitely some.
I'll never admit it.
There's definitely some things here that didn't. When they're literally like, oh yeah, the vaccine. If you get it, if you're vaccinated, you can't get or transmit COVID. And then it's like, all right, well, it's like 90% sure. All right, just like 70%. All right, it's like 50-50.
Paul, who do you think will go to the Colts for quarterback?
Rodgers.
You say Rodgers.
We're hoping it's going to be Aaron Rodgers.
Not him. He's not hoping.
I only base this on like the 7 stupid ass mock drafts that I've seen from like certain analysts and guys. I forget who or whatever name, and they all say that the Colts are going to take fucking C.J. Stroud.
Nice. They need to rebuild at quarterback.
So why wouldn't they?
I don't really know if I want C.J. Stroud.
Why not?
They got to get someone in the first.
I don't like. There are things that I cannot describe right now that I would need time to describe, a.k.a. not safe for work.
Gotcha.
But I don't know if we should, because even Jim Irsay has told Chris Ballard that he's tired of the whole let's repolish an old quarterback type thing, especially Phillip Rivers and all this other shit. He was the best one that we had. Carson Wentz was not necessarily an old repolished project, but coming in with Matt Ryan again and just keep switching up. They're trying to find consistency. We've all seen, it's all about consistency. Look at Mike Tomlin, Bill Belichick. All the decent organizations out there have consistency in head coach, and that's where we got to start. But as far as quarterback goes, I think Matt Ryan's obviously done, and Sam Ehlinger is not the deal. And I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually did take C.J. Stroud, but I'm not sure if
But do you start him day one? Most of the time, you do not start the rookie quarterback day one.
Well, what if we put together a crazy ass shit with get A-Rod, right? And then we drafted Stroud, but if we'd have to give up a first round.
So Pat, let me ask.
I don't want to give up a first round for A-Rod.
Yeah.
Pat, let me ask you this real quick. How would you feel about the rumors that that are coming out of ESPN today, Jeremy Fowler's rumors that the Patriots are rumored to be in the market to trade for one Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow.
Holy crap. Would that mean something bigger is coming?
Well, no, I don't know what that means.
But can you imagine?
Well, no, Bill
adding,
O'Brien
you
was-
get Bill O'Brien
Right.
with Mac Jones, who is, I guarantee you right now, everybody who hated on Mac Jones all year,
watch out now.
get ready.
To me, Pat.
Get ready.
They got chemistry from Bama.
Because
They've worked together.
what Bill O'Brien is going to do for Mac Jones
Well, they still.
is going to be tenfold. And
Fair.
everybody who was on the fuck Mac Jones, get rid of this shit bum bandwagon this year is going to eat a shit ton of crow next year. That being said, if they get Renfrow and Waller in a trade,
how do you feel about?
Why would they do that, Fats? The Raiders. Why would they do that?
The
because
Raiders
Josh McDaniels is a pro at gutting teams and
Being a dumbass.
helping
Well,
Bill
it came
Belichick
out-
in every way he can.
It came out today and it says, "Do not be surprised if the Raiders do some roster trimming because the Raiders spent a lot of money stupidly."
They're going to have to. Yeah, they've
And
got a
so,
lot of
and they said
issues
teams
money-wise.
teams are aware that within league circles that Renfrow and Waller are available. And then if you read into like the Jeremy Fowler report and you go find what he says league executives think that the Patriots would go for one or both of those players. And since they have a good rapport, since most of the Raiders front office is former Patriot guys, and they already have dealings with Belichick, that there's like a mutual understanding there. They said that would not be out of the realm of possibility of which, maybe they trade you, hey, we'll give you Jonnu who's not working out here. We'll take on the contract for Waller. We'll give you X pick here.
Because you
got
got
to
to remember, the Patriots are going to have a boatload of cap space.
If we have Hunter Henry and Darren Waller, that's an upgraded tight end. And I'm sorry, Hunter Renfrow would be cheating. That's like getting like the perfect guy for the Patriots, a white slot dude. No,
Fats, haven't you said it a
It'd
million
be like
times?
their
the
version of
Patriots have a
Cooper
lot of
Kupp.
cap room? People like myself don't remember that. Don't think of that.
What?
Haven't you said that in a lot of shows? Am I remembering right?
What's that?
Like people like myself don't think about how the Patriots will have a lot of cap space coming up.
Yeah, they have you have like 41 guys under contract coming up this year.
we have a lot of guys under contract, but we have $57 million in cap space. That's not including if we let go of Jonnu, which I think is inevitable at this point.
Yeah.
So
That's
then-
and 57 is a lot.
Yeah.
To do stuff with.
Yeah, that's a lot of flexibility. I mean, look, the Broncos are probably going to end up with about 31 million in cap
And
space.
that's still
going
very
in,
good too.
which is really good when you consider the roster they have put together because they're going to get rid of Graham Glasgow is going to be gone, and what was the other? There was another big. Another cut. Oh, Darby, the cornerback.
Not Carlos Dansby.
Not Ronald Darby.
Ronald Darby. there we
And
go.
those are going to be cut. That's going to open up like $21 million in space for the Broncos. Like, so 31 million is like that's a good number to go into free agency with. 57 million. That's like, I mean, dog, you're buying whatever you want. You're like walking in like, I feel like I got on a championship ring because I ball hard. No, bitch, we ball harder.
And then I just feel like the Patriots defense this year, very good. We're losing next to nobody on defense. I'm not sure if Pat, you heard me earlier.
Fucking
I
defense
said
is ridiculous.
I said if I'm the Patriots, I throw a lot of money at Tremaine Edwards from Buffalo. Young, crazy athletic linebacker, tall, sideline to sideline guy, right up Bill Belichick's alley. You take him from a
Smart.
division rival, you weaker division opponent. That goes right up. That's right up Belichick's tree. And then you go out and sprinkle in just a few players on offense. You just needed
Bill O'Brien is going to be the biggest
who'll
addition
fix
of your
Thornton?
offseason.
Write
Write it down.
Make him Tyreek Hill, but
Well-
he can fix that wide receiver Thornton. He's
Thornton,
maybe fix Marcus Jones.
Thornton
I mean,
needs to eat. He needs to eat food. I've never seen a man that thin. Even when we drafted him, I'm like, this man needs to eat. He's like 115 pounds. But there's something to be said when the entire Patriots offensive roster likes and comments on a Patriots Instagram post saying welcoming Bill O'Brien as offensive coordinator, and you have Kendrick Bourne, Mac Jones, Devontae Parker.
That is your
offensive
biggest.
lineman,
That's your biggest ad of the offseason.
all liking the post, being like, "Welcome aboard."
Look, I like getting Renfro and Waller would be an amazing trade.
I couldn't even.
But
believe,
even if that
happens,
if
I'll
that
shit
if, but
myself.
if that doesn't happen, and it's like let's be real here.
Let's pace ourselves.
This is very very preliminary. Like this is very rumor mill.
Exactly, league executives
Yeah,
talking.
this is a lot of talk. Like we're not saying don't go out and bet the house that that Waller and Renfro are going to be in Patriots jerseys next year. Don't do that.
I would still put money
Hey,
on
Fats has
DeAndre
more
Hopkins.
Moon on and big shots. Maybe Fats has some information, some inside information. We don't know.
Well, no, I'm saying just like don't count out
is true.
DeAndre Hopkins because of the Bill O'Brien stuff.
Yeah,
Those two hated each other because Bill
Yeah.
O'Brien called DeAndre Hopkins, said his personal life was too important to him and it was fucking over the team, and then those two didn't like each other. I love that Bill O'Brien is just a straight up asshole.
Honestly, I don't think you need. I don't think you need D Hop anyway.
Well, I'm saying, but like
At
it's
this point in
not-
his career, I don't even know if D Hop would help you.
but for the money, like because he's on cheapish money.
Not. It's not. It's cheap-ish, but it's not cheap. And look, D Hop, I feel like is a guy that's going to go to a team who feels that they're a wide receiver away from getting to a Super Bowl.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's focused on winning at this point.
I don't know what's the upcoming list of free agents for wide receivers, because I'm sure there's a guy.
It's not deep.
It's not. I know that, but there's fuck off. There's at least one or two names out there that
T.
I feel-
Higgins is the big name.
Okay, there you go.
Jacoby's like the highest, one of the highest.
No, Jacoby's considered one of the highest because of like
It's T.
he's-
Higgins and somebody
T. Higgins
else,
is
right?
the number one guy. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, he is.
The big rumor is now that Brady is sticking it to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and force them to eat $36 million in cap space for next season, that they're looking to trade Mike Evans because Mike Evans is a year away and Mike Evans is not going to come back and re-sign. So
Is he still good?
Mike
hell yeah,
Evans?
Mike
Fuck
Evans
yeah.
is great.
Yes, fuck yeah.
I would take Mike Evans.
Mike
if you can
Evans
get
is
him.
great. If you all right, let's say Mike Evans gets traded to New England. Brady goes to the Raiders, which I can't imagine Brady would want Waller and Renfro to be shipped out of town if he was going to Oakland.
But he has
Or
Devontae
Vegas.
though.
But I don't
That's
know.
it, though.
That's
I
it.
mean,
But nonetheless, let's just say hypothetically, Mike Evans ends up in a Patriots uniform, bruh. With Bill O'Brien and Mac Jones, like that is going
with
to
Waller
be
and Renfro too.
that'd be a top 5 offense in the NFL.
That'd be insane. Yeah.
Wow, this off-season wide receiver list of free agents is fucking dog shit.
Yeah, it's not great. You're gonna have to trade for somebody if
Holy
you want
shit,
a
it's bad.
decent name.
DJ Chark is one of the highest.
DJ
Jesus.
Chark,
Jacoby's up there.
What's the top three? What's the top three on that?
Top three they're predicting is Juju Smith-Schuster, Jacoby Myers, and T. Higgins. Those are the top three.
If
Higgins
Juju
will
could
be
put
they're gonna
put down the
resign.
TikToks,
Bengals
I
will
would love him
resign.
in New England.
Who, Juju?
I think Juju's a New England guy
Nah,
through and
I
through.
think he missed
But
that
he
that
can't.
time
But
frame.
no, he can't get off social media, and Bill would
Yeah.
just be like, "Nah, I'm all set.
I'll
Yeah.
take T. Higgins on.
I don't
it.
need children in my locker room. I want grown men that want to win."
I heard T. Higgins might get $30 million a year. Is that fucking insane for a wide
Yeah,
receiver?
I would never pay that.
$30 million a year? No. T.
That's
Higgins is not getting
insane.
nobody's $30 million a year.
If someone's stupid.
Yeah, unless the Browns sign him.
Right? Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm like, I don't know. The
Browns
are-
are the only team dumb enough to give up that kind of loot.
Alan
Do you guys-
Lazard
I'll
is a
let you guys go, but do you guys think Rashawn Watson will ever be good again?
nah.
No.
I think I'm gonna wait till this year. I'm gonna reserve my full judgment until I see him play at least this preseason coming up, because you don't take 2 years out of football, come back and ball out. Like, it just doesn't happen that way. It's
fair.
gonna take some time for him to get back, get his feet underneath him. That being said, I have absolutely zero faith in the Cleveland Browns organization to surround him with the coaching staff and the talent that he needs in order to resurrect his career. So, to answer your question in the short term, no, I don't think he'll ever be good again.
No, I think he's stinking.
I think that is going to go down as the single worst contract in the history of the NFL.
Yeah, probably.
And that is so par for the course for the Cleveland fucking Browns.
Of course. it is.
The worst
They're a
organization
fucking
in
joke.
sports.
They're a fucking joke.
But
All right,
Pat,
boys, I'll be listening. I'm excited for the playoff show. I'll be listening.
thanks
Yeah,
for the call,
buddy.
bud. We appreciate it,
Have a
bud.
good
All
night,
right,
boys.
dog. Later, man.
Great call, Pat. Thank you for
love
that.
that. I
774-992-8702. I love Pat. Love all our callers. Love everybody who calls into this show
I
on a
like
regular
Pat.
basis.
He
He gets
so
it. He's a
funny.
good. He's a
just-
great sports fan. He
he's
knows.
a good shit.
I like because he asks questions that prompt good discussion.
Yeah, of
Those
course.
are your best callers.
And
So
it doesn't matter what sport either. He throws NBA in there. He throws anything. You know what I mean? He throws all types of shit in
Yeah.
there. Zingers, baseball. He doesn't.
But
matter.
you know,
Volleyball.
keep it with the Patriots thing for a second, because I just want to put it on record right now that my nightmare is coming back to life in a big way next year because of Bill O'Brien, which is the Patriots being good,
right.
and it is going to chap my ass and sear my Nesmans
Yeah. If they
when-
slam dunk a trade with fucking
when this team is back on top and they're just kind of ruling the roost
who
again.
they got running back? Who they got in the backfield?
Dude, Ramondre Stevenson. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Next year,
Animal.
top 2 running back. I'm dead
Yeah.
serious.
Animal.
I
We
got
had-
lucky because he got hurt.
We
That's
dead ass
right.
had no offensive line, and he was running. He averaged like 6 yards a carry this
Yeah,
year.
crazy. I do remember. Yep, my bad. Yep.
And he catches it out of the backfield. He does
I
everything.
forgot because he got hurt and I didn't hear from him about it again. And I was just like, oh yeah. I
Another
forgot.
guy on my team that got fucking hurt. My whole fucking
I
team
know.
got hurt. Lamar Jackson gone. Ramondre
Paul
gone.
Paul had just the best run of luck, which is again
Guys
this-
dying.
It comes. What do I say about fantasy football every single year?
It's luck.
The playoffs, it's all luck.
Yeah.
I just want to put myself on what's his face from the Rams. And just put, I don't know, somebody on the Saints or whatever.
Fuck out of my way. I'm going to the Super Bowl.
I forget who the two. I forget who it was. You know what I'm talking about. That
Yeah,
was what,
like 3 years ago.
something.
2019?
What was the kid's name? The hyphenated last name. Something Roby
Roby Coleman. I
was
don't know.
the defensive back that just truck sticked fucking.
Yeah,
was
from
it
the
Ingram?
Rams. Was it Evan? No, not Evan
Mel-
Ingram.
Melvin.
Ingram.
No.
No.
Doge.
It wasn't him either. It was a wide receiver.
It was why he was like, "Fuck out of my way! We're going to the Super Bowl."
Yep.
And they got
They
held to
never
3. They got
called it.
fucking held to 3 points in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no
Trash.
shit. Could you imagine what the outcome would have been if the Saints, get the rightful call and scored and won?
Yeah, the Patriots would have scored 16, but they would have lost by 30.
Yeah, no shit. I forget what
774-992-8702. You got the audio only stream in the description. If you don't want to type your phone watching Facebook Live, you can go over to Mixler.com, MIXLR.
Check it out.
.com/Joey-Fats. No, you don't have to download anything. You don't have to buy anything. You can open it up right in your browser. Boom, listen right there on the show live as we go, so you don't have to sit there and just be on Facebook Live. So I've been keeping tabs on everything. Obviously, Broncos with the coaching search. That I'm fascinated by the way this coaching search is working out because nobody's made a hire yet.
Yeah, but the thing is with your team is you just have to be patient and relax and see what it comes because you're obviously the most appealing team. The Broncos.
Not according to Colin Cowherd, because apparently one NFL executive said Russell Wilson is washed.
A fucking clown.
Which is
no, you
absolutely
have
fucking
the
ridiculous.
most appealing team for any coach to go, you know what? I want to go coach. I want to win. I want to have a good group of guys that, highly talented. It's a good organization. It always has been. I think that Sean Payton is probably going to go to the Broncos. I kind of hope for your sake that he does because you told me a couple weeks ago, no, I don't want Sean Payton. I don't want to throw the bag at him. I don't want to give up the picks. And now you want him. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a great thing.
My number one.
It's going to be a great thing if you get Sean Payton.
My number one pick right now is D'Amico Ryan.
It's D'Amico, I know.
Listen,
But you did say that you didn't mind getting Sean Payton
I'm not.
at this
If we
point.
listen,
I
we
know
end up with
that.
Sean Payton. I'm not mad about it.
Fuck no, even with giving up the pick.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it because again, it's
So at
it's,
least you've come to settle with that anyway.
the trade would end up ultimately being Bradley Chubb for Sean Payton. That's a no-brainer.
All day.
All day. You do that all day. Like,
crazy
listen,
to even
Bradley
think
Chubb's
about.
good, and I loved Bradley Chubb, but he wasn't. Look, we could have had Josh Allen. We took Bradley Chubb.
And Shanny.
Don't even get me started. That whole story that came out with Joe Ellis killing the whole it was going to be Mike Shanahan bringing in Kyle Shanahan as to be groomed to be his successor in Denver, and they were going to draft Josh Allen. That was John Elway's. That was John.
I would have hated Josh Allen more than I do now.
That
Really?
was
If he
John.
was a
That was
Bronco?
Josh.
Really?
That was John Elway's
Of
plan.
course.
And Joe Ellis was like, "Nah."
'Cause the Broncos are like always consistently like a thorn in your team's asshole inside.
Bro,
Yeah, but the Bills are
we were
divisional.
undefeated against the Patriots from 1983 to 1998.
That's crazy.
We are killing the Patriots. Sending a national guard.
Undefeated. John Elway never lost a game to
It's
the
like
Patriots.
A-Rod to the Bears, Like,
Yeah.
I own you.
I own you.
But that being said, like I
Hate this
just
fucking
I
city.
wouldn't mind because
I
like
love that.
David Shaw, the Stanford head coach, has been another rumored candidate.
Nah, I don't think it's real.
I don't think it is either. But I would love if it was. Let's say hypothetically, D'Amico Ryan takes over. He keeps Ejiro Evero
Double E.
as the defensive coordinator. Bring in David Shaw as your offensive coordinator. And then you get Jerry Rossberg, who was the interim head coach, to be your special teams guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Bringing
fine
that
with
Wink
that.
guy, Wink Middleton.
No,
whatever the fuck.
Wink Martindale?
Yeah, Martindale. Yeah, you bring his ass in.
Why would he's a defensive coordinator? Why would
Yeah, you can just get fucking rid of you just
No,
clean
we got
house.
double E.
Yeah, but if he goes to Indy and gets high, because he was on one of the he had one of the interviews and he might get called back. So what happens if he
Listen,
fucking pieces?
Wink's a great coach. I don't know if he's head coach material, but he's a great coach. And then you got to remember too,
Hella scenarios,
I think a lot of things are being bogged down. I think a lot of teams in the league are taking their time because they don't want to rush to hire a guy now because they're waiting on a D'Amico Ryans or an Eric Bieniemy who are playing this weekend.
What's up with Bieniemy? The guy never gets. The
I don't
opportunity.
know what the deal is with Bieniemy.
He must be a
He's
horrible
had
interview.
I think it's 15 interviews.
5 years of interviews.
15 interviews the last 5 years. I mean,
At
and,
some
and
point,
to not get hired by anybody.
at some point, you realize like is this guy stupid?
I don't know. Like I just
Maybe
something.
he's got some like off-field shit that people know about that haven't.
There's got to be something there. I'm glad you brought it up because
He's
the
like
Eric
the Harvey
Bieniemy,
Weinstein or
the
something
Eric
of,
Bieniemy
like,
thing is an enigma to me because I don't understand. This man has been an offensive coordinator under Andy Reid for the last 5 years. They've gone to the AFC Championship for the last 5 years. Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs have had the number one offense or top 3 offense in the league the last 5 years, and he's been the guy who's been in charge of it. Assuming under Andy Reid.
Yeah.
My only thing that I can think of is that when they interview him, they find out that Andy Reid has much more to do with the offensive success than Eric Bieniemy does.
Facts.
And that's the only reason I can think of that he hasn't been hired yet, because there have been guys like Vance Joseph or Todd Bowles or I don't know, fucking Lovie Smith that have been hired. And I'm naming all black guys because I'm keeping it all in the same, because I don't want anybody to be like, well, yeah, because they didn't hire him because he's black. No, there have been plenty of black head coaches that have been hired
Sure have.
instead of Eric Bieniemy in the last 5 years.
Brian Flores.
Brian Flores, B-Flow, who's
B-Flow.
also in line now. He's interviewing for a head coaching job, Arizona.
I love Flores.
B-Flow is the man, dude. That dude is that. Listen, if he
Look how dominant that Miami defense was. And they smoked the Patriots every year, no matter Brady or not.
Yeah,
Killed
yeah.
us.
yeah, I love B-Flow. I think he's a great head coach. But like, I'm looking at D'Amico Ryan, but I'm looking at Eric Bieniemy. I'm looking at him. There's got to be some sort of like major red flag that comes up in interviews with him, because there is no way you can have that much success as a coordinator consistently and not get poached at some point.
What if he shows up wearing a fedora with safari flaps? And that's like his interview. Like, what if he just dresses awkwardly and they're like,
You know what?
You know this
Comes
what
in
I'm
like
talking about.
Cam Newton or some shit.
They're like,
or
yeah, like
Cam Newton
like
with
Russell,
like Russell
like
Westbrook.
yeah.
A cross between. What the fuck?
They give him a marker. They're like, hey, can you draw up like a play for us? Like, if you ran our offense here in Denver, like, what would you do with Russell Wilson? And he's like, first of all, I would trade Russell Wilson for Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And then I would call Andy Reid, and
They're
I would be
like,
like, we're going to
no.
give it to
Yeah,
give it to
they're
Pat.
like, no.
Yeah,
He walks in with the human on his chest. You ever seen that? That stupid. You
The
ever seen that?
human?
Yeah, you never seen that fashion show where there's people
Oh.
walking and they literally have like another person upside down
Yeah.
in like a baby carrier with their legs going over their shoulders and shit, and it's like on the.
By the way,
catwalk.
the Doja
Like,
Cat thing,
what
like the
fuck?
image that's going around of
Oh
her.
my God.
That is
that?
disturbing.
What
She looks
is
like
it?
something from Hellraiser.
She looks like a blood clot.
Yeah. You haven't seen it?
No.
The
Doja-
Google.
I'll look at. I'll get it for
yeah,
you.
Google the Doja. Yeah, it's.
She
it's,
had
check
20,000.
It's very reminiscent of Lady Gaga in the meat suit,
Worse.
but worse.
It's it haunts my dreams.
Really?
And
She's a
isn't-
good-looking girl, and
I was saying, isn't Doja Cat hot?
she looks disgusting in this. She looks like Freddy Krueger if she was a woman.
I don't even. She looks like
You're like,
she's
what
like
is
straight
happening?
from the bush. Like,
From the bush?
yeah, it looks like they took her from like a rain dance ceremony and
I have no idea what's going on.
I don't
with
know
that
about all the
like,
rain
put,
dance
like,
ceremony.
yeah, no, it's like crazy. Like, look at her. She looks like one of the like.
She looks terrifying.
Yeah, like crazy. I don't know what's all the stuff all over her skin.
I don't. It's diamonds. It's Swarovski
like
crystals.
33,000 crystals or 32,000 crystals.
30,000 crystals.
Something like that. Like,
Wow, she looks
It's
crazy.
awful,
like,
awful. I've never seen anything like that, and it makes me like sick.
what won Best Picture the other night? Do you
I have
know?
no idea.
Not Maverick. I think it was snubbed in that category. They didn't even nominate it once.
I know that.
I know Eddie Murphy made a Will Smith joke.
This is her on the reg.
Yeah, I've seen her. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
of
seen her,
course.
but like, she don't even look like.
She looks horrible. I can't.
She was
I can't.
performing at Live like 2 weeks after we were there.
I know on New Year's.
Yeah, New Year's. That's
Yeah.
right. It was New Year's. Yeah, but no. I don't understand what's up with the Eric Bieniemy thing. Back to football.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't understand what's up with that. I feel like it's long overdue that he's gotten a shot as a head coach. But also I have to wonder too if maybe he's just that loyal to Andy Reid and he's like, nah, I haven't found a situation that I'm comfortable taking the job. And maybe Kansas City's like, no, you're so important to us. We're just going to keep paying you. You know, we're going to pay you more to stay here than what most places would pay an offensive coordinator. Maybe that's it, because maybe the Hunts look at Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid and that staff and they say, nope, we don't want to have turnover with this staff. We want continuity. We want Pat to have everything that Pat wants. Maybe Mahomes wants him. I don't know. Like there's got to be something behind the scenes that is keeping Eric Bieniemy in Kansas City, and I don't think it's people's reluctance to hire him. I think somebody wants to hire him, but he's just not taking the job for some reason.
Almost like Josh McDaniels.
Exactly.
How do you feel about that rumor of why he didn't take that job? Did you finally hear what happened?
Which one? The Colts job?
Yes.
No, I didn't. Enlighten
Okay,
me.
this rumor happened about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and apparently Josh McDaniels' wife was the reason why he didn't take the job. After he took the job,
that fucking nerd is married?
yeah, of course he's
I'm
married.
just kidding.
What's the owner's name? Jim Irsay of the Colts
Yeah.
went over the house. Was having dinner with them. Was saying it
Popping
was
pills.
so excited to have him on his thing. They made dinner. They were talking for hours, and then Jim
Was it her and
Irsay
Ed Hardy?
Jim Irsay
Of course he
disappeared.
was.
Jim Irsay disappeared for an hour, and his wife was just like, Mr. Irsay's been in our bathroom for over an hour.
Yeah, passed out by the toilet.
Nope, he did not pass out by the toilet. Came back out, went right back to like nothing happened. She went in there, and there was like cocaine, like lines of all shop. Like he was just doing like hardcore drugs in their bathroom.
Oh.
And she said, if you take this job, I'm leaving you. It's like she gave him an ultimatum, like you're not taking this job. Our family is not going to go work for a man like this. That's the rumor. I don't know how I feel about it.
Believable, but
Wait, who is this again? Sorry,
Josh McDaniels' wife.
Oh,
And Irsay went to
that's
their
why.
house to
Right.
beg congratulations. I'm so happy to have you as the
So
coach.
he's just railing lines in the bathroom
for
an
an hour.
My man, let's go, baby. Put the fucking pedal to the
listen,
metal.
my boy likes to party. What do you
He's
want?
running and gunning. Let's go. Drop some dough on these fucking players. Let's get a good roster going.
And I got to look it up because it came from like. All right, people of course pull like the Dumb and Dumber thing where because the story like gained like it was 5 days ago. It felt like it was so much longer. Okay, so this was from an official account.
Imagine if you just like knock on the door. You're like, Jim, what are you doing in there? And he's just like,
I sent it to everybody. I sent it to literally everybody. I love that song.
God damn it. It was just out of my head.
All right, per Dan DeKitch, who is an NFL insider and he works somewhere in the fucking
Indiana
Indianapolis.
Star or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. He's the one that came out and said, from what he's learned, it was McDaniel's wife. The story is true. He came to their house in Massachusetts. He was in the bathroom for over an hour, and the wife was like, and the wife went in and investigated, and there was drugs everywhere, in their bathroom.
Why wouldn't
And they have kids, so probably not the best.
why wouldn't he just clean them up?
I know. What?
He's Jim Irsay. He's like, people do this.
He's
for
like,
me.
Jim Irsay, I got people for that.
This dude's a madman.
He's like, where's Belinda?
He's a fucking madman.
So
He's a fucking
He is a fucking madman. Jim
Madman.
Irsay is a fucking madman. Yes, we know this about Jim Irsay. Though.
I like in the comments, people were like, his wife was totally upset with that, but was okay with this man coming over.
Imagine if Jeff Bezos bought the Commanders and then Elon Musk was like, fucking, I'm buying a team too, and he bought the fucking Colts.
Why would Jim Irsay sell the Colts?
I don't know, because maybe the owners will force him to because he's too
No.
involved in drugs and
Nah,
all
Jim
that other
Irsay's
shit.
no.
Isn't
He
there
doesn't
like
get busted.
Isn't there like a thing? Well, yeah, I'm just saying like.
Yeah, the owners, but
Eventually,
it would
another
take.
thing's gonna pop up
I
if
think
this
it,
behavior.
I think it would take what 21 owners to vote yes.
Yeah,
to
be like, yo, dude, you got to piece the franchise,
basically
bro.
evict
Like,
Jim
yeah,
Irsay
there
from
is
that
a
position.
clause,
It's
like,
not going to happen. The only reason why they get rid of Dan Snyder is because Dan Snyder was like openly an asshole to all the other owners.
No. Dan Snyder's getting Yes, yes.
Is that
but,
the Carolina? No.
No, that's the Redskins.
Oh, the
owner.
Redskins owner. Yeah.
No, Redskins.
Commanders. Whatever.
No. The Carolina Panthers guy went out of business because he was
not Jerry Reese.
real
Was
estate
it Reese?
agent guy.
No, Reese wasn't him.
No, it was the Panthers' old owner, Jerry something.
He went out of business because his
Jerry
real
West.
estate shit went. His real estate like ventures like went tits up or something. I don't know.
Everyone goes fucking
Whatever.
broke.
But yeah, all right. So yeah, apparently he was a wicked asshole. But like,
Whopper.
that's
Whopper.
not like just because you're a dickhead doesn't mean people are gonna force you to sell your team.
Oh no, he was like.
It doesn't have to be like legally.
Yeah, but he was like
Jerry Richardson.
Thank you. He was like leaking out like internal documents from the NFL, being like all the other owners are assholes.
Well, because
and I'm
not
great.
only that, but then so it started with the whole sexual allegations,
Yep.
the sexual misconduct thing, and then the Gruden thing came to light.
Yep.
Right, which was big.
And which the NFL, well, no, it was big, but it's not big because the NFL was like, basically the NFL controls all the media that is involved with the NFL because the NFL is like, oh, ESPN, that's cool. Do you want to keep Monday Night Football? Looks like you better shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Play another big Burger King
Ursay's too
commercial.
much of a golden boy within the owner's inner circle that he's never getting touched.
That song bangs. I don't care what anybody says now.
That dude, I'm sitting there the other night and I'm watching. Somebody, my buddy, sent me a meme. Dan.
Oh my
sent me
God, he's alive.
Yeah, he's alive. Sent me a meme because the Eagles blew out the Giants.
Falcons fan?
And he's
No,
like
Eagles fan.
and he's like, and he's watching. He's like, he sends me a meme. And he's like, live looking at a Giants fan right now, and it's like one of the like those like memes, like cartoony memes. And as a Giants fan crying, but on the TV in the background is that commercial playing. I fucking lost it
It's great. It
because
comes
it's on. It's in
nonstop.
every fucking football
it's
game.
so
like
bad.
you can't go a commercial break during a football game without that fucking
I
commercial.
know.
Dude, Burger King sales are through the roof right now because the goddamn Whopper
I'm
song.
not gonna
Really?
lie. I almost stopped at Burger King tonight to grab a Whopper.
It's working. Whopper. Junior single, double Whopper.
Suck my ass and, yeah, whatever.
It's catchy as shit.
I know the whole menu. Add a fry or maybe a McFlurry. No McFlurry.
McFlurry's and Burger King.
Whatever.
Yeah.
774-992-8702. We got a little while here to go.
Dude, my son sings that.
Yeah.
He walks around the house living out.
Well, that's when I first you first brought it to my attention because like
I sent you the video. He's singing it in the living room.
yeah, and he's just sitting there going, and I'm like laughing my ass off.
I wouldn't be surprised if Cole knew Gangsta's Paradise by now. I wouldn't.
No, he doesn't like. No, he knows a lot of inappropriate songs. Gangsta's Paradise is not one of them.
No, he knows Taylor Swift.
Oh.
No, not Taylor Swift.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, he does. He does the "I'm the Problem, It's Me" song.
Oh, he knows that line. He doesn't know who the hell that is.
Yeah, but he knows it.
He's stuck on that song.
So
Bad
your wife
Habit.
sends us Snapchats, okay? We
Oh,
see
all right,
things.
whatever.
I don't know that one.
That I don't know. Stacy. I can't think of the guy's
Stacey's
name. Steve Lacy.
mom.
No.
Got it going on.
I don't know that one. Bad Habit.
Was there a bigger one-hit wonder than Fountains of Wayne with Stacey's mom?
Yeah, probably.
Who?
Uh,
Alien Ant Farm? Smooth
no,
Criminal?
no, because they had a bunch of shit before that.
was big.
Tub Thumper by Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba, that was a big one.
Oh, that
I
was
get knocked down.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I get
I
up
remember
again.
the song very well, yeah.
What about them Macarena motherfuckers?
Ah,
I
yeah.
don't know who the hell they. I don't
Macarena
know.
was a
yeah, I
big
don't
one.
know
Who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs? Oh shit.
Mambo number 5.
Lou Bega.
Semisonic with closing time.
Nah.
Yeah, Semisonic
You're
never
probably
did
right.
anything
You're
else
probably
after
right.
that.
100% right. Because it
probably-
was on
they-
one of those shows.
they probably
about
played a
one-hit
bunch of
wonders.
bands.
So I have to be.
I'm trying to think of it. What else was what was the best one-hit wonder though? Like all time. Because like we had this discussion.
Papa
Never gonna
Roach.
give you up.
Nah,
never
Papa
gonna let you
No,
down.
that wasn't a one-hit wonder. That
Rick
was
Astley.
just that
No,
was
that
back-
became a meme later.
Yeah, maybe it was one hit. I don't know.
He only had one song.
Shit, best one-hit wonder. I don't know the Barbie song. I'm a Barbie girl.
No, I mean
That was
actual
not-
good
yeah,
song.
That's come on.
Oh,
Fuck
all
that.
right. I thought
What
we
was
were-
an
I thought
actual
we were
good
going with,
song
like,
that was
most,
a
like,
one-hit
Ritz-
wonder that you were just like,
Gangnam Style.
nope,
No,
no, it was a terrible song.
a one-hit wonder, like absolute banger, like
Yeah,
shit slaps.
yeah. Like what's a one-hit wonder that you just listen to and you're like, oh, this song fucks.
Fuck, man, that would take me a little while to think of.
Because
Well,
like
we're having this conversation the other day of like best. We can get into that too.
best female rappers.
No, best rap song of all time. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
I was like-
What is the one single greatest hip hop song of all time?
But then it goes on
Right.
your opinion and knowledge of rap, and it goes
Like
on
just
what
the
your
one
tastes
song.
are.
Like you have one song to pick from all of hip hop. Like whatever generation, whether it's gang or genre, gangster rap, true hip
But
hop.
your favorite
Right.
is different from all time.
I mean, I would have to narrow it down.
Are
'cause
we talking like
I've
all
got,
time
like-
statistically? Like what song sold the
No,
most
no,
albums?
no.
or
I mean,
because
you
of
could-
a
you could
record?
use
Like,
that. You
'Cause then,
could
like Lil Wayne would win, or Eminem.
or Migos.
yeah, man.
Get it from the back.
I don't
Like
know.
no, but like what would you classify as the greatest hip hop song of all time? Because you have to you can break it down. You could use like sales, popularity. You could take lyrical skill. As far as being like a lyrically inclined song, a beat. Like there's a bunch of factors that go into it. Like for me, it would have to be. It would be tough. It would be between Hypnotize, California Love.
Still Dre.
No, I wouldn't put Still Dre in there.
What about Forget About Dre?
What Up Gangsta?
Is that 50?
Yeah. Like, cause I mean, think about it. Like Hypnotize. You hear that first riff, like in that first hit, you know exactly. Your head's like bang.
And honestly, like once you mention Hypnotize, it's like, all right, that's going in one until I think about something
Because
that's like definitively better.
It covers all the bases.
And good luck, because I was thinking about it the other night for like quite some time, and I'm like, damn, Hypnotize is like one of the most iconic, like greatest.
It was super popular. The beat was
fucking-
dope. The lyrics were dope. It was done by Biggie, who was the great, arguably the greatest of all time.
Argue him. Like,
It has staying power. Like it was number one on the charts. Like, find me a better hip hop song than Hypnotize. Like, you might have songs that you like better. Like Hypnotize isn't even my favorite Biggie song. I don't even know if it's in my top 5.
But
Yeah, it's a rough one, man. Biggie just has so much shit.
it has so much good shit. But as far as like covering all the bases, it's the quintessential 5-tool player in baseball.
Right.
I just Googled to see what Google would say. Most popular rap song of all time. Number 1. You'll never guess what number 1 is.
Nelly. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, wait. Number 1 most popular
You all have heard this song, but I never would have put this anywhere close to my top 10.
Rapper's Delight.
No. Not even close.
Number 1.
More mainstream.
Way more mainstream.
Fuck off.
Like high school mainstream.
Like when we were in high school?
Yes. You were definitely in high school. I just started high school. You were in high school for at least 2 years.
It's gotta be 50 then, right?
Nope.
No.
No.
No, it's going to be.
This half of these people have retired.
Wu-Tang?
This is according to Google.
Half of these people.
Google.
Was it? No, hold on. Was it?
No, I want a Dipset.
Nope.
Back that ass up.
Nope. I'll give you the year if that helps. The year was 2000.
All right, that narrows it down.
Is it Cash Money?
Nope. I was blown away. According
Knock Life?
Nope. According to Google, this is the most popular rap song
Yeah,
of
Hawaiian
all
Soul with
time.
Jay-Z. No, is it a Jay-Z?
The most popular rap song of all time, and it's not Jay-Z.
And you know what? Crazy. This list after this is pretty good. It's not Fight the Power, Mind Playing Tricks on Me, but the Ghetto Boy Straight Outta Compton, In the Club, Lose Yourself, Today Was a Good Day. Like the list is pretty.
2000. I'm trying to think 2000 though.
This song number 1 is fucking nuts. I'm like, what?
I'm going to be so mad when you say it because I'm not going to.
I know,
A very radio friendly song.
Oh, it's
very.
It's not fucking Will Smith, is it?
No.
All right.
You're close though.
was
You're on
gonna
the right track.
fucking
Yeah.
Flip,
You're
dude.
on the right track.
He's like getting
Yeah.
jiggy with it. I was
I'm
like,
like, no, that's not a rap
just
song.
put your headset down and walk out.
2000. I mean,
I personally love these guys, but I do not think this is number 1 song of all time.
Is it BC Boys?
Nope.
no 2000. No,
Yeah.
No. One of the guys died by then.
no. BC Boys were more mid
was Mike-
90s.
Oh. That beat? No.
I don't know. Give it to me. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Outcast.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Now can you guess the song?
Miss Jackson?
Bingo.
Yep.
Really?
Number 1
Yeah.
all time is Miss Jackson. Voted
Not
by
even
people.
not even on my favorite Outcast songs.
ATLians is better than. I mean,
I
there's
mean,
so
hey,
many.
Bombs
better
on-
Bombs on the
Outkast
Bad Dag is
songs.
amazing. They
That
have
song
so many.
sucks. I hate
Hey
that
Ya was
Bombs
better than
song.
Miss
I
Jackson.
like Bombs
That
on the
was
Bad
new
Dag.
school Outcast. Outcast is like if you go to like the old school Outcast shit that you hear like in the early 90s, like before they were the fucking the Players Ball, fucking all that shit, like that is so much fucking better than any of those new. And I'm sorry, like with Andre, they got all like weird and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Miss Jack, like that was one of like the last like best songs they had. Then they got kind of weird, and the fucking stupid picture, hey house or whatever the fuck, that shit sucked, bro.
Hey ya was a
sucked.
that was a radio banger, but I still think it's better than Miss Jackson.
No, I'll take Miss Jackson.
I'll take Miss Jackson over Hey Ya.
I'll take Miss Jackson.
Miss Jackson bangs, but it's not like a top 10 song.
I don't even like. Honestly, Miss Jackson's not even. I don't even like that song. I'd change it.
I fucking love that song.
I like when.
Never would have guessed it, but I love that song.
I forget who it was, but whoever dissed 50 to I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Oh, it's Jada actually.
Oh, Jada Kiss.
I think Jada did dissed 50 to I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Probably.
He used that beat in the hook and everything, and he was like, "I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings."
According to people, according to this poll, a lot of these songs are
what was
great.
number 2?
Number 2 was "Fight the Power" by Public Enemy.
All right, one of the original.
They're going with iconic at that point. Number 3, "Mind Playing Tricks on Me" by the Ghetto Boys from 1991. Number 4 was "Straight Outta Compton" NWA. Number 5 was "In the Club" by 50 Cent.
Not even
50. The top 5.
Not even,
the club.
But the thing is, in the
club
isn't even.
Not even his best fucking.
It's not even the best song on that album.
I know.
It's not even. It's not even. I don't even.
But this is mainstream shit.
Come on, man. If you're gonna go
this
through.
This is the bubblegum chewing, twirly
and you can
head,
tell,
fucking teeny bopping generation bullshit that they vote
listen,
on Fun 107
hold on.
shit
1, 2,
and 94.5
3, 4,
and all that
5,
shit.
6,
Like,
7, 8,
there's no fucking way that the top 5, the number 5 greatest song. Or
if
most
I'm just gonna
iconic,
go just based on
Get Rich
or Die Trying, What Up Gangsta, better than In the Club.
Yep.
Patiently Waiting, better than In the Club.
Yep.
Many Men, better.
Not Like Me.
Heat, better than. Bloodhound, better than. Back Down, better than. Like My Style, Poor Little Rich, Don't Push Me. Like,
Don't
Wanksta.
Push Me.
You're Not Like Me. Like, all these songs, they're like, in the Club might be.
I'm probably gonna listen to "Don't Push Me" on the way home.
Like, In the Club isn't even a top 10 best song on that album.
I know. That's
all right,
insane.
listen. You can tell this list is current because this song
Great
has
song.
shot up the list.
But not on that
I got
album.
5 on it as number 20. And
What?
We'll go 6 through 10. Go
okay,
6 through 10.
hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6, "Lose Yourself" by Eminem, 2002.
Nah.
"Today Was a Good Day," Ice Cube, 1992.
Good song.
"Juicy," number 7. "Shook Ones" Part 2 by Mobb
Great.
Depp.
One of the honestly one of the.
That's all right.
That's
They got one.
There's
It took 9 songs, but they got one.
There's one that's up there with Hypnotize.
"Rapper's Delight," Sugar Hill Gang, 1980.
No.
That was number 10.
The hit.
And "The Choice Is Yours" by Black Sheep as number 11.
Who?
"The Choice Is Yours" by Black Sheep is number 11.
No. Where does
I'd have to hear it.
Hypnotize fall on this list?
Hypnotize. All right. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
This list is already wrong.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
This list is so wrong.
31.
31. You're putting Hypnotize as the 31st best rap song of all time?
You know what was right before it?
What?
"Stand" by Eminem.
Stan?
Oh my. That's who put this list together?
This is people just voting through Google like the top things. Like if you ask Google, like give me like what people vote as like the most popular of whatever.
Really?
It'll put you like a consensus. Yeah.
That's crazy to me. That is
like this is all that new
insane.
AI shit that Google incorporated, which I love. It gives you
Which I guess is like, you go on like Spotify and like you look at like the top listened to songs or whatever.
It's
like
Drake. You
yeah,
know,
you
which
always
I love Drake, but not in terms of like
Drake
old
ain't even in
school
my
90s.
fucking top 20.
What do you think is the best Wu-Tang Clan song voted by people?
Cream.
Triumph.
It's Cream.
I'll say it's either Cream or Triumph. Those are the only two.
Best Nas song.
If I Ruled the World.
One mic.
New York State of Mind.
I fucking was gonna say
you
that.
spilled your drink. Did
I?
Yeah, you shook it so hard.
I was gonna fucking say New York State of Mind.
What about Big Daddy Kane? Top song.
Pass. Have no fucking.
Wouldn't even have a clue.
Ain't no half stepping. I don't know.
Yeah.
What about Lil Wayne? Top song.
Stunting like my daddy.
No, that's
A milli.
it's a millie.
milli.
Yeah, of course it
for
is.
sure.
It's definitely a milli.
That's
But I
it.
was not going to give that song its credit. No, fuck that. A milli. That song was horrible.
Young Money.
That was when Lil Wayne started to suck for me. When that, like, up
I'm not gonna lie. The Carter 3, I love that whole album.
Count of three.
the
Was
Count of
cool,
Three, that was the
but-
That
last.
was the Carter
That was
3.
the-
I know,
yeah,
but that was the last.
good.
That was the
album.
last gasp for it.
Right.
Because
and that Millie was like the worst song on it.
without a doubt, the drought 3 when he did the mixtape, when Lil Wayne did the mixtape shit, and he did everything over everybody else's beats.
Okay,
Whew.
I'll ask you the last two. Top song voted on for Tupac Shakur. Just
Do they count? Is California Love count? It's got to be California Love, right?
No, it's got to be
Or-
changes.
No, Mama, whatever about his mom.
Dear
Yeah.
Mama.
Dear Mama. Sucks.
and
Song
then-
sucks.
and then
Suck-
last-
fucking song blows. I'm sorry. That is the most overrated fucking Tupac
Hey,
song of all time.
hey,
Get
this
the
is-
fuck out of here
this
with
is-
the Dear
this
Mama
is-
shit.
this is
It's
your
like,
country.
oh man, that shit hit me right here. Man, shut the fuck up, you fucking weak ass bitch.
This
Get
is
the
this
fuck
is
outta
this
here.
is your United States of America listening audience. All right, number 1 Jay-Z song. We'll end it on that.
Hard Knock Life.
Nope.
Oh no, Big Pimpin'.
You fucking said 2 answers.
Sorry, I changed it.
No,
Well,
I didn't give an answer yet.
fuck.
If it's not one of those two, I'll be surprised.
Number. What did you say? Hard Knock Life.
I said Big
Pimpin'.
Pimpin'. I'm going with Big Pimpin'. I changed my answer before he said anything.
Oh my. I don't know now. I don't know.
Go and brush your shoulders off. No, it's Big Timpin'.
Yeah,
It
I
had to
figured
be.
that would have been it. Yeah.
I was trying to fool you with
That's
the go
why I
and brush
didn't
your
want to
shoulders
like.
off.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to answer. I'm like, yeah, it's probably Big Pimpin'.
But that's the thing. Like, but these hip hop lists are so fraudulently.
Cardi B made
It
the top
wasn't
50.
Jigga What because that one was like. Big
Cardi
for a
B
minute.
belongs nowhere in the top
I don't even-
50,000.
I don't like Cardi
know
B
a
at all.
single Cardi B song.
I don't know the song that says Bodak Yellow was number 48.
Nope.
I have
Nope.
no idea
Don't
what that
even
is.
know
No.
what that is.
And this brings us to our discussion from Saturday night.
Why is she even on the list?
Why is Cardi B even in? Like, there are so many better female rappers than Cardi B that like she shouldn't even be mentioned.
Where does Missy Elliott fall on?
Yeah,
Not even on the list.
If Cardi B,
Missy Elliott's not even on the list as far as female
I went through the
rap.
whole thing.
how the
That's
fuck
most
is Missy
retarded.
not on that
She's
list?
probably the best one
Listen,
ever.
the first time Kanye is on this list is number 50.
Well, if Cardi B's in 40s, then this whole
What was it?
list
Gay
is-
fish.
No, Jesus Walks.
That this whole list is fucked. If
This
Cardi
whole list
B's
is
up
beyond
there,
fucked.
Yeah.
Because how is Cardi B? How are you going to put Cardi B above Missy, above Little Kim,
This was fun.
above
Queen Latifah,
Queen Latifah, Rod
Ricky
Digger?
Ross.
MC Light.
Rick Ross blowing money fast? No. That's not
Look,
even-
great song, but not top.
That's not one of his best songs. Fuck that.
But Rick Ross doesn't belong in the top 50 of
All
any.
Money Fast was a pretty dope song, but not top.
Not top 50 all
That's his
time.
best song?
He's got a couple good mixtape ones. I can't remember.
top 50 all time though. Like you're talking about the top 50 greatest rap
You're
songs
not
of
even
all
getting
time.
out of the fucking mid '90s.
No.
All right, I
You're
gotta
not even
ask.
getting into like the Little Waynes.
Between you could
and-
basically narrow that down to Dre, Snoop, Biggie, Pac, M50,
Jadakiss.
Man,
Jada.
what the fuck?
the Locks. I mean, right
The
there.
Lock,
Boom.
yeah,
Styles P,
Jadakiss,
Gangsta and
Styles.
Gentleman. Boom. There's 24 songs that are better than anything Cardi B has ever put out,
No shit.
I just happened to do the same
By
thing.
like a billion miles.
and it's not even close.
Yeah.
Sorry, we really derailed this. I apologize to people listening. I just did rock songs of all time just to see where it would go. I don't agree with number 2. right off the
Scorpion.
bat.
No, rock songs.
Scorpion.
But like,
fuck
yeah,
you,
but hold on.
Scorpion.
Define rock. Like what?
They're
give
taking everything from
give
rock.
me a scroll down to the
I'll give you-
bottom.
I'll give
and
you-
give me a couple of bands.
All right, I'll go 11 through 15. Hold on.
Yeah, give me a couple of bands because then because I don't know what people consider rock versus.
All right.
like,
Poison.
I'll give you just the bands 11 through 15. Steppenwolf, AC/DC, Rolling Stones, AC/DC again, Lynyrd Skynyrd.
okay, so number one is probably gonna be the Stones. All right. Wait, was Shook Me All Night Long, AC/DC?
Yes, it was, but nope.
Rock and roll.
Yep.
It's Elvis.
No.
Oh no, no, Elvis wasn't rock and roll, right? Technically, well,
Yes,
yeah, he
was
was.
he?
Of course, he was.
You Shook Me All Night Long was 17.
So what
So
the fuck
num-
is 2 then?
Number 1 is
What's number one? And I'll see if I can
It's
guess
like
number
the
two.
Cars.
Queen.
Queen.
I mean, I can't really disagree. Queen is Queen. Queen's excellent. I love Queen. Bohemian Rhapsody is like the most like iconic rock song of all time. So I'm like, okay,
all right.
I can see that. I'm like, all
So
right.
number 2 is below Bohemian Rhapsody.
But it's not fucking number 2. There's no way. I don't know who. This must be gathered by a bunch of 80-year-olds.
All right, so if I'm not gonna guess it, I'm not gonna waste time trying.
Hotel
to guess
California by the Eagles.
Oh fuck! That's not a
Welcome
fucking
to
rock
the
song.
Hotel California. Number 3, Sweet Child of Mine, Guns N' Roses. Okay. I Love Rock and Roll, Joan Jett. Nah.
No.
Whole Lot of Love, Led Zeppelin. Okay.
Wait, are we talking about like just most popular, like most well known, or is this going by like the best?
This is people like listening to rock songs like.
Just voting the best ones.
5, Zeppelin. 6, Smells Like Teen Spirit. Okay. Smoke on the Water, Deep Purple. All right. Cashmere, Led Zeppelin. Okay. Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin. Okay. Born to Run, Bruce Springsteen. I'll allow it.
Bruce Springsteen is not.
That's the wackest song.
Bruce-
Honestly, like
I listen, and
sucks.
That song is
I
50
apologize.
years old.
I
Bruce
50 years old.
Springsteen sucks.
No,
I
come on.
apologize to my 2 favorite aunts. Bruce Springsteen is terrible.
Bruce Springsteen
I can't stand
sucks.
Bruce
Born to
Springsteen.
Run. I like Born to Run.
I don't
that's a
like
good song.
any Bruce Springsteen song.
I've never listened to Bruce Springsteen and been like, love it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's our parents. Like
I
that's
would
our
rather
parents. Like,
put a
Bruce
My
dildo
my
on the
my
end of a
two my
sawzall
dad's 2 of my dad's sisters, my 2 aunts,
Freebird, number
are
19.
huge Bruce
Whack.
Springsteen fans, and I just don't get it.
Brick in the wall.
Freebird sucks too.
Freebird blows.
Is there any Pink Floyd on there? When did they come
Yeah,
out?
that's Pink Floyd. Yeah, I
all
already
right,
passed
now
it.
we're talking. All right.
Another Brick in the Wall.
On the coin.
Baba O'Reilly from The Who.
Hmm.
Highway to Hell. Like a lot of the songs you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
are all like wicked vanilla though. Like that's like your vanilla mainstream bullshit.
Vanilla
Like,
midget
I mean,
bullshit.
Deep Purple, "Smoke on the Water" at 7. Like that's actually surprising because Deep Purple, that song to me kind of paved the way for like Black Sabbath and Motorhead to like kind of start the metal genre. Because I mean, "Smoke on the Water," that 2 or 3 chords or whatever that was, that changed like music forever.
Yeah,
And
shit
all of a
was
sudden,
dope.
after that, like shit started getting heavy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all of a sudden, that was like you could really kind of narrow it
15
down.
years later, Pantera was born.
Yeah, like,
Oh,
Deep
what- I
Purple,
don't even
that-
know, maybe.
That initial intro, that
shit was sick. Everybody knows it.
and all of a sudden it was heavy as fuck, and you're like, whoa, this is rad. And then
Nugent.
you add Sabbath, Motorhead, Diamond Head to an extent, like
Oh, poor Lemmy.
like those guys, and then they kind of paved the way for Metallica, and then Metallica just took it to, and then metal was born. Like that was the
I
beginning.
still
of metal.
find it so crazy that Metallica kicked out what's his name and he made
Dave Mustaine.
and he made
Megadeth?
Megadeth. Yeah,
Yeah, Megadeth sucks.
I know, but it's still
They're
crazy.
like in every other album is good band.
But it's so crazy that he was on Metallica.
He was Kirk Hammett,
Yes.
and,
And
they were
then-
like, nah.
Yeah, we're gonna go a different direction. You have way too many opinions.
Yeah, listen, Dave Mustaine, great musician, but God,
Lyrics sucked.
his lyrics were fuck. You ever listen to Megadeth?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Well, I think that's why, because they were just like, "You're not what we're going for."
He can't decide if he wants to be Metallica or like Manowar. You know what I mean? You're like,
Megadeth. Yeah.
yeah, like it's just like you're like, all right, bro, like you like.
Not gonna lie, I don't really listen.
Are you
to
singing
Megadeth.
about like wizards
Who?
and gypsies? I'm not a Megadeth guy. They got like 3 cool songs.
Don't really listen to any of that. at
Listen,
all.
I'm not gonna lie. I just started getting like heavy into Slayer in the last probably like 10 years. And it's been great because I was a huge Metallica fan my whole life growing up. So like I always listened to Metallica. I knew every single song, all the deep tracks, the garage days, like everything. Paul knows he gets so sick of fucking Metallica when we shared a room together because it's all I would fucking listen to. That no other band existed. It was just Metallica and that was it.
Seriously, no, literally,
Yeah, it was. I'm not even exaggerating. And
everything was fucking Metallica.
I was like, well, he'd put something on. He'd be like, yo, can we listen to like Limp Bizkit or Korn? I'd be like, oh, that's weird. That's not how you say Metallica. And he'd be like, and I'd be like, no. And
Joe's like, you get half of Freak on a Leash.
You get
and then I
Master of
snap the
Puppets.
CD in half.
yeah, and
I'm
then I
like,
snapped the
all right,
CD in
fuck,
half,
yeah.
and we listened to Master of fucking Puppets
Yeah, I'm like, all
for
right.
the 13th time today.
Remember
But-
that time I put on Nelly and you kicked the shit out of the stereo?
Nelly was trash, by the way, but you know.
Yeah, I know.
He
But
is. If you want to go take a ride with me, just destroyed the room.
Bro,
I don't know.
The battles when him and I shared a room when we were kids,
That's over Nelly?
Bro,
No, this was like I didn't do anything. I was just like, it's his own stereo. I'm like, why are you doing that?
Because I was like, we're not listening to this, and I just kicked in the stereo.
Shit out of it.
It's your own stereo, you
Yeah.
Didn't care.
psychopath.
Was not listening to Nelly.
And I was like, all right, I've never heard
What
him.
song was it?
It had to have been Country Grammar. That was right around
Something like that.
something
yeah,
like
Country
back then,
Grammar,
yeah.
Something way back then.
I'm going
And I was
down,
just
down,
like,
baby,
yo, this song's
baby.
dope. I'm like, hip hop's kind of cool. A lot of these, like,
And I was like, you know how I feel about hip hop? And then I put my foot through the fucking front of the stereo.
it was a nice ass like Sony, like one
It
of the
was
old school
silver
ones
one.
that
The
you
silver
had
one, right?
in your room. It was so fucking.
Yeah, but then we
light
got
up.
with
then
the
we.
6-disc changer and you spread the speakers
I had the
out like
three-disc
yeah,
changer.
yeah.
But
It
remember
had
then
that
but then
blue light.
we got that black one from Nate.
Yeah, that was my
That one
favorite
fucking
one.
ripped,
I had
dude.
mad cool stickers on
Me
it and
kicking
shit.
the fucking shit out of that silver one was actually the best thing that ever happened because that
'Cause
black
then
one
I
was
got
way
the-
more
I got the
powerful.
one from Nate, the Pioneer, I think.
It was only a single CD one, but dude, it had so much more power to
but
it.
it was
You
like,
are insane, by the way.
I know.
Over Nelly. I kicked my
yeah,
stereo to
kicked this,
pieces.
he booted
over
in his
Nelly.
fucking shit. I forget who was there, but I was like, all right, guess we ain't listening to that.
Guess we're not listening to Nelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little
Unbelievable.
I don't
psycho.
think Joey got on the hip hop curve until I came home from Florida. Really.
No, I was on it.
DMX. DMX was 90.
No, like I liked certain hip hop guys. Like I liked DMX. I liked Biggie.
Wu-Tang.
I was not a big Wu-Tang fan
Not
back
in the
then.
90s?
No, because the only song I'd ever really
Joe
heard
wasn't really a huge hip-hop fan.
was Triumph and Cream because that was what was like mainstream,
Yeah.
and I wasn't into hip hop, so I didn't like look into it, and I didn't care for it at the time. Like it
Gotcha.
wasn't my flavor.
Gotcha.
But then I remember it was senior year. We were going to Birch Hill. We had just gotten the new computer, my senior year of high school, my senior year, and we had just got the new computer with our first CD burner on it. And we had all the MP3s, and I told Paul, I'm like, make me a hip-hop CD, because I was going to Birch Hill, the best New England tournament for the NEPL, and I'm like, make me a hip-hop CD with all your favorite, like, shit on it. And Paul made me, like, 17 tracks,
Track
and I
number
took
one,
it,
Nelly.
and Ben, I remember me and Ben were driving up together, and Ben was just like, yeah, you know I'm not listening to rap the whole way, right? And I'm like, no. I'm like, we just got it just to have, like, as a mix. And you put some fucking bangers on there that I still, to this day, like, love and adore. And then, you know, because we had just gotten into that, what was the double disc Biggie CD that came out?
What, the collection?
Was it Ready to Die or whatever?
Ready to Die, yeah.
And it was the double disc, but it had all the greatest hits on it. And I remember, like, we were
was a
listening to,
collector's
like,
edition.
Warning and Gimme the Loot and everything. I remember on the way to school, you know, like you, me, and Keith, like on the way to school in the mornings, we're
Go to
like
Dunks.
banging out, going to Dunks, listening to fucking Gimme the Loot.
I
With,
used to
like,
love that shit,
fucking
dude. I miss high school, man.
shit was fucking awesome. And then I'm like, all right, maybe this hip hop ain't so bad. You know, Nelly still sucks, but I was right about that. But maybe I
find out about Nelly.
I overreacted maybe a little bit. But I was definitely right about Nelly. But that being said, then Paul made me a hip hop CD, and then it was kind of on from there. Because then 50 came out. We did senior year, Florida.
50 was ridiculous.
Get Rich or Die Trying came out, and that was basically like my like reintroduction into hip hop. Like I was like, oh, okay, there's
Okay.
more to
And
this.
that's
I remember-
still mad new.
I remember going
Mad new.
out. I remember going out and buying the Get Rich or Die Trying CD at Best Buy. Okay, and when I went to the front, the girl that was there, she goes, "If you pay with a 20, you're gonna get back this exact change. If you give me a 5 and 2 1s, you're getting back." She had done it so much all day with giving cash back. She knew exactly how much change to give back depending on what cash you gave her. Because she said, I'd sold this CD so many times today that I am astounded that and I've never forgot that. Because she was just like, if you give me a $20 bill, I'll give you this much change. A $10 bill, this much change. And I was like, I was just blown away. This girl remembered that like the whole day, and she sold like hundreds of them by herself.
Well, that
Oh,
was
shit.
because then once I got to college, so like when 50 kind of got me on the hip hop train, and I was like,
started a lot of it. Yeah.
and I was like, all right, maybe there's more to this. And then this kid was fucking into hip hop like since day one, so that was his shit. And then I remember I was late to work at Stop and Shop. Thanksgiving weekend, Black Friday. I think it was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
I was late to work because I went to Best Buy to get Rhythm and Gangsta, Snoop Dogg,
Yeah.
to buy that album because that was the Drop It
Right.
Like It's Hot.
Yeah.
And I remember I literally was like 25, 30 minutes late to work that day, and I didn't give a shit because I was like, nope, going to buy this album. Can't buy it tomorrow. It's Thanksgiving. Buying it today.
Yep.
And I remember buying that, and I remember that was like all of a sudden I was like, oh, I guess I like rap now.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, and then now the last 15, almost 20 years now, I've been not as into it, but every day, like, we'll go on the golf course and this kid will start playing shit on the Bluetooth speaker, and I'll be like, who the fuck is this? And he'll be like, bro, this is MC Search. And I'm like, who? He's like, the guy who put Nas on. And I'm like, did not know that.
I don't know shit about rap today. I don't listen to any of it really. I don't keep
Same.
up on it. I know what I know from the era that I liked really, and like, you know, that was like, you know, 90s up to early 2000s, and there's been some like decent shit like here and there. Some things I find funny more or less now, you know what I mean? Like, not like, I don't really take any like new songs like that seriously today, you know what I mean?
I can't because
I don't
it sucks.
believe in the people that are behind them. I don't believe in the hip hop and the rap that I'm hearing that I like actually envision this guy doing what he say he's doing. And especially with like the shitty ass fucking auto tune, the garbage, like nobody actually has like nobody has like a decent like hip hop voice, like right, like I say, like I like Drake, like I do like some other newer people, I guess, but for the most part, dude, it's all old school shit, man.
I can't name you one new artist that I actually like anything from, unless it's one song that I like the chorus to. Like, I can't fucking stand all these people. Like, but I like that Gucci Mane song.
What the
no
fuck?
Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang.
Is that the hook? The Gucci Gang?
Yeah, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. Gucci
no
Gang,
idea,
Gucci
dude.
Gang.
I don't even know who the
it's
fuck
like Little
that
Yachty
is.
or some shit. Hold on, I'll tell you right now what it is.
Yeah. Then he do the.
Why is there so many? Why is there so many
walk
Lils?
to Poland too? He took the.
Oh, it's Little Pump.
Lil Pump.
Oh yeah, he sucks.
There's so many Lils now.
Consider him a.
But no, but like my thing was this, like this kid's always like putting me on to like hip hop shit that I don't even know existed yet. Which brings me back to my original point. Like I've rediscovered Slayer in the last like 10 years.
Don't block us. Don't block us. Don't block us.
Don't block us. Don't block us. Don't block us. But like I've recently discovered, like I've gotten into Slayer, and I'm going through like Slayer's like whole anthology now, like of all their shit, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, this is rad. And then I found out like Slayer did a cover of Inagata Davida. And I'm like, whoa, this fucking fucks.
Was it 13
like,
minutes
way
long?
No, it wasn't. It was only 4. But it's way better.
Super fast version.
And I'm like, damn. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. So it's like it's kind of funny because like you get into that like that role like as a kid, like when you're younger, and you're like, oh, like I like what I like, and that's only what I like, and what I like is the best, or at least my opinion. Whatever I liked was the best, and I only like the best, which, I mean, is true. I don't watch shitty movies. I don't listen to shitty music. I don't watch shitty TV shows. You know, I'm an asshole like that. I don't like shitty sports teams. I'm a dick. So I had that attitude as a kid, and I never really, like, branched out beyond, like, my comfort zone. And now it's like all of a sudden I'm like learning, I'm like, holy shit, like all this stuff is fucking dope as fuck. And then, you know, I'll be downstairs and I'll be like walking outside to like go put some fucking burgers on or whatever, and I'll be like, back to the grill again. The grill again. Back to the grill again. Paul's just like, you fucking idiot. Like, he's like, but like I just heard that song for the first time in my life like a year and a half ago. Not even. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like there's so much shit out there that I've never seen. But like even with you, like you've come around, like, because I was a big E40 fan. Like once I started getting into hip hop, like the hyphy movement of 06 was like one of my favorite things in the world.
I didn't like that era, I guess, of like hyphy, like E40 and shit. When I listened to like a lot of his earlier shit, it was fucking dope. You know what I mean?
It is, and the thing with
and the Bay Area's got some dope dudes. If y'all, you know what I mean, like Pilo and shit like that. Like Pilo, if you never heard Pilo, he's the fucking man.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of fucking what's his face, fucking Too Short. Like,
Too Short's a fucking man too.
He's OG as fuck, bro. Like, I mean, and balling. I love all that shit. So, which brings me to our last thing, real quick. We'll talk about the Niners and the Cowboys because we wasted a whole bunch of time talking about hip hop and music,
like
and
35 minutes.
That's fine.
A lot of nonsense, but
that's fine.
I'm gonna say this from a Cowboy standpoint. If you want to fire Mike McCarthy and you want Dak Prescott gone, you are wrong. You are dead fucking wrong. You went on the road against the number one defense in the league, or the number one defense remaining in the playoffs, and you lost a close, tight game. where your defense showed up and played really well.
Didn't they hold them to just 3 field goals wasn't it
the
9?
first half.
And then it was 9-9 or something like that, right?
It was a very close. It was a super close.
If you're a Dallas fan, you want to get rid of your kicker. I understand that.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Sure, you want it, but when you go in and you hold San Francisco to 19 points, right? And San Fran scored 10 in the fourth quarter. The Cowboys kicked 2 field goals in the second, in the third, and the fourth, respectively. You want to go in there. Look, if you want, Mike McCarthy is the first coach since what? Jimmy Johnson to bring them to back-to-back to the playoffs, back-to-back years.
Parcells?
I don't even think Parcells did it. Did he?
He didn't. Didn't.
No, he did. 05-06. You're
Yeah,
right.
because didn't he lose with Romo? Didn't Romo fuck up the kick?
He lost. No, because they missed it in 05.
Because of the Romo kick?
No. They missed it
against the Eagles, right? Wasn't that against the Eagles?
I don't think it was the Eagles. Or was it?
Yeah, it was
I can't
Eagles.
remember.
No, Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Oh,
Yes.
it was Seahawks.
It was those shitty dark teal uniforms.
Yeah, I thought it was the Eagles.
Oh, really?
But it was the other ones. Like
those were so ugly.
Yeah, gross. That's what I thought. Yeah.
It's like vomit teal.
Let's see.
What are you looking up right now?
I mean,
05. Yes, it was.
It was.
It was Parcells and Phillips. No, you're right. So no. Nobody has brought the Cowboys to the playoffs back-to-back years. No coach has brought them to back-to-back years
since Jimmy J.
Since Chan Gailey.
What the fuck? Chan Gailey did?
98, 99.
Oh, okay. Never mind. That makes sense.
Chan Gailey. Because Parcells got him there in 03. They lost the wild card to Carolina. Then he got him back in 06, where they lost. That was the Romo game. And then Wade Phillips got them there in 07.
Wade Phillips.
That was the year Romo had the second best season to Brady. Remember, T.O. went off and everybody, and
Wade Phillips,
they lost to the division round to the eventual Super Bowl champion Giants.
I mean, the only thing you could have a complaint with is that last play of the game, which made no sense.
That play made absolutely no fucking sense. But
having Zeke as the center.
But can we pump the brakes on firing McCarthy and trading Dak if you're a Cowboys fan? Because the overreaction to these things is so just ridiculously over the top.
That's typical Dallas fans.
McCarthy's got you in the playoffs 2 years in a row, something you haven't done. And he did it in back-to-back 12-win seasons. It's not like they were like 9-7 and snuck in, or 9-8 and snuck in. They were 12-5 both years and got in the playoffs and were in control for the most part. I mean, granted, yeah, Philly had a great year this year. What do you want to do? Like, tough shit. Like, oh, well. They went on the road, and they lost to a San Francisco team that has the best defense, arguably the best defense in the playoffs left. And they were only able to score 12 points, understandably a bit frustrating. However,
yeah, sure.
However, that's the kind of games that you're going to run into in January. You don't just go in and walk into somebody else's house and lose 31-34.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't happen that way. Those are very rare. Like, they're one-offs. So pump the brakes with getting rid of McCarthy. Pump the brakes with getting rid of Dak. Mm-hmm. Dak is what he is. He's a second-tier quarterback in the NFL. Is Dak good enough to win a Super Bowl? Yes,
maybe.
I believe he is.
Yeah.
If Joe Flacco can win a Super Bowl, Dak Prescott can win a Super Bowl.
Trent Dilfer can win a Super Bowl.
I'm just saying.
Dude, that was
Do things need to be right for Dak to win a Super Bowl? Absolutely. But is Dak going to be the reason you lose or don't progress? No, probably not. No, there's probably going to be a myriad of other reasons why you didn't get to the Super Bowl and win it before you get to Dak Prescott.
True.
So Cowboys fans and especially the Cowboys, it's not even so much the Cowboys fans, it's the haters. The Cowboys haters that are sitting here and they're like, Dak sucks, he'll never win it. And then, you know what? You might be right. Dak might never win a Super Bowl. And in fact, if I was a betting man, I would bet that Dak never wins a Super Bowl.
I would bet that too.
Because that's a very good bet. It's very hard to win a Super Bowl. People don't realize how many things need to go right, which is why when you look back on something like, especially in this area, what the Patriots were able to do, how many fucking things went right year in, year out, time after time after time after time for them to get to as many Super Bowls and win as many Super Bowls as they did.
Yeah.
Things need to bounce your way. Injuries need to work in your favor.
Right.
You know, the weather, the calls, whatever it may be. There's a billion different fucking things that go into winning a football game. On the San Fran side of things, man, I think they're the Cincinnati Bengals in the NFC. They got the coach with the swagger. It's trickled down throughout that entire roster. They've got a rookie quarterback, literally the last pick in the fucking draft. And you know I hate that word, literally. He is the actual Mr. Irrelevant, and he is starting in an NFC Championship game. Now, I'm picking the Bengals and the Niners to be in the Super Bowl.
Me too.
That's what I'm going with.
That's my pick because I feel like the Niners defense is going to make enough plays on Sunday against Philly that they're going to end up winning that game. I don't know how they're going to do it, but that core of linebackers that they have with Greenlaw, with Warner, Greenlaw, Fred Warner, Greenlaw, and Al Shazier. Those guys, like those three, that reminds me, that's the best linebacking trio I have seen, the most athletic linebacking trio I've seen since Ian Gold, Al Wilson, and DJ Williams in 2005. That in Denver. That is the best, most athletic trio. And go back and look. Feel free to go back and look it up. I know what I'm talking about. I know most people don't, but that is without a doubt one of the best linebacking cores I've seen in a long, long time in the NFL. Then you couple in Hufanga, the front seven with Boza. I love this Niners team. Bang, bang, Niner gang. I think they're going to go out and they're going to beat the Eagles because I think Jalen Hurts and that offense, as much as good as they are and as talented as they are, I feel like they're going to there's something missing there for me when I watch them. Mm-hmm. There's something that when I watch that they don't pass the eye test like the Niners do. I don't know what it is. I can't put my thumb on it. I'm not going to sit here and regale you with long-winded stories of Baba Ganoush about, whatever, about, my theories and this, that, and blah, blah, blah. No, I'm just telling you, when I watch them, I don't trust them. Could be dead ass wrong. They could go out and win this game. And honestly, if the Philadelphia Eagles win it, I won't be surprised. I'll be disappointed,
they are
but
at
I won't
home.
be surprised.
Right.
You're right.
Oh, my God. Have we ever seen a Philly team lose the NFC Championship game at home?
No.
Yeah. Mad times with McNabb.
They lost at home, though?
To Tampa Bay in 2002. Comes right off the rip when Rondé Barber had the pick six. 2003, they lost to Carolina.
But that was in Carolina.
No.
It wasn't. It was at home?
No, that was at home.
Okay. Because I was going to say, I wonder how the fans are going to react.
2001, I believe they lost at St. Louis to the Rams.
Fans are rabid.
2000, they lost.
Or each other.
They lost at the Giants, if I'm not mistaken. I had to go back and look. I forget. It could be 2001. But yeah, no, they lost at home back-to-back years to the Panthers and
the fans
Bucks.
riot if they lose?
Yes.
I mean, it's Philly. Of course they're
Philly.
going to. They're going to riot if they win.
Right.
Nothing says I love my team like climbing to the top of a street post, taking your pants off, and taking a shit on the street from 18 feet.
I'll never forget.
Shit on the crowd below and then flipping over
or finding a horse shit and eating it.
Right.
Dude, I'll never forget. I was so pissed. The Patriots.
Fuck your wife.
Well, that was before the Super Bowl. I was so pissed the Patriots lost the Super Bowl, but then I had so much fun watching the videos of
You know what's
people
crazy?
destroying the city.
That guy should absolutely 100% like DM Giselle and be like, I know you single now.
Imagine that she puts out a fucking.
Imagine him and he takes a selfie like him like banging Giselle. He's like, I told you, Brady.
Yeah.
But remember that video where I'm talking about? Like the video, there's a video of a guy on an ATV in the middle of downtown Philadelphia dragging a statue, and it's driving by a fat guy not wearing a shirt but wearing an Eagles mask on, and then
they had the horse mask, right?
Oh, it was the horse mask.
It was the horse. Yeah,
the dog. No, the dog.
The German Shepherd.
The dog mask. And then as they're panning away, the ATV is going up steps, like concrete steps, and you see people on top of like a hotel sign, just like trying to yank it down. I'm like, this city is wild.
Yeah,
and then the anchor man. Earlier today, we had tons of people buy lube and lube up all these light posts, and the guy is over here rubbing his body with the lube, climbing it with no problem. I'll never forget. The guy said they spent tons of money on lube to lube up all the posts, and it did nothing.
All the light posts so that people wouldn't climb them.
And they still did.
It did nothing.
It did nothing.
People
it
were
dried by the time.
Philly's wild.
It actually made it easier.
But I'm
rooting
for the Niners.
That's so funny.
I'm rooting for the Bengals.
Well, my pick was originally going to be San Francisco and the Chiefs until that Patrick Mahomes injury. Now I'm like, I don't know.
The Bengals need to.
I think Mahomes is going to be a sitting duck against Cincy.
They showed a picture of his
Joe
ankle
Burrow.
today.
You saw the clip.
Really?
They showed a picture of Patrick Mahomes on the field. He's on the practice field, not wearing shoes, and he was wearing like a thing over it. But the bottom of his foot, it was like flesh was pouring out of it, like he was a 400-pound man. Like his leg is so swollen.
He's banged up. I mean, he's
gonna
play.
I give him credit.
He's gonna get all the cortisone in the world. He's going to drug himself up, and he's going to go out there, and he's going to do what any real football player would do.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
And he's going to fucking play through it. Because I'll tell you right now, I mean, I played through a conference championship game, if you will, in my flag football league with a broken wrist, and I didn't care. It would have been so bad to the point that if I had played the Super Bowl, it would have. I might not have been able to play. I wouldn't have been able to play. But there was no way in hell I was coming out of that game, and that was me in a flag. Yeah, that's rough. That was me in a flag football game. Okay, so imagine what a guy like Pat Mahomes is going to do for an AFC conference game like that. There's no way in hell he's not playing. He will be limited, and I believe it will hamper him. And I believe the Bengals will win. Not because of that. I think they would have won anyway. But even if Mahomes wasn't injured, I was still picking the Bengals. So Bengals, Niners. And then it brings us to the whole. And we'll talk more about this next week because we're going to get out of here because we're way over. But we'll talk about it next week. Niners, Bengals, Super Bowl. If that is the case,
that's what I'm hoping for.
And you've got it. I'm gonna have to, unfortunately, not root against the Bengals and Joey Burr, but I'm gonna be rooting for the Niners because
I would like the Niners
because I want the opportunity to see Mr. Irrelevant start under center,
just do that,
and win the Super Bowl.
Just football. And then the 49ers will be like, well, we have to get rid of Trey. We have to get rid of Jimmy. We have to forget getting Tom.
Unloading season. We can keep Debo. We can keep everybody. We can keep all these guys.
If they found a gem in Brock, good for them. But you paid a fortune for Trey.
Right.
And he's not going to probably play more than 3 games for you.
Or imagine if they do the unthinkable and they trade Brock and they fleece somebody. Because Kyle Shanahan's like, yeah, I made him. He's not that good. We did this. Right. And they trade Brock, and they get like 2 firsts and a third for him. And then they start Trey Lance anyway, and they're like, they don't miss a beat. Trey Lance comes in. He's like, yeah, I'm fine. Great, cool, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Good, we're good. And then Brock Purdy goes to like, I don't know, like Houston. And he's just ass. And they're like throwing like 20 interceptions a year, and you're like,
yeah, but I still won a Super Bowl, bitch.
Got that ring though. It's like Brock Osweiler all over again.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, let's leave it there, boys. We'll talk to you all next week. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate it. Until next Tuesday night, 8:30, right here on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide.
Yeah.
I am Joey Fats for Row 1, Seat 1, Joey Fats Radio. Mr. Betancourt and 2002 Fantasy Super Bowl champion, Plizzy.
Yay.
We will catch you all next week. Enjoy championship weekend.
Royal Rumble on Saturday, too.
The Royal Rumble is on Saturday? I wasn't going to bang Saturday, but maybe now I might have to. I don't need much of an excuse, let me tell you.
Fuck that.
But nonetheless, no, I won't be doing that. I can't. But we'll talk to you all next Tuesday night, 8:30, right here on the one and only, the New Bedford Guide. Please like and share. The show will be up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts after this. So be sure to give us a like and a follow and subscribe to us on that as well. Until next week, I am Joey Fats. Rolling Seat 1, Plizzy and Betancourt. We out. Peace.
Peace.
John Cena.